It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, April 22nd, 2024. And we are coming to you live. Happy Passover, everybody. Is that right? Yeah. Well, I think so, right? I don't know.
I don't follow that stuff.
Not a Jew on this show, is it? Horrible.
Is this one where you eat fish or you don't eat fish?
No. You're way off.
Oh, sorry.
It is Passover. It is a Jewish holiday. And it's like the Easter.
I thought you pass over meat. I thought that's what
No. This is when the Holy Spirit passed over, right? Or something?
This is when all the firstborn were going to be killed in Egypt.
Right.
And if you put blood on top of your door, then the angel of death would pass over you.
Yeah.
Joe knows, not because he's Jewish, but because he was friends with Moses.
He was there. Passover is in Judaism, a holiday commemorating the Hebrews' liberation from slavery in Egypt and the passing over of the forces of destruction or the sparing of the firstborn of the Israelites when Lord smote the land of Egypt on the eve of the Exodus.
Jews, everybody. Jews.
Yeah. We should probably play some Exodus.
The Jews.
I don't know.
Right? Yeah, come on.
Yeah. I'll light the candles when I get home.
That is Hanukkah.
You're just smashing it all together. I saw a guy in support of Israel in New York driving with a big menorah on the hood of his car. That's going to be hard to get in the tunnel with that, buddy, but good luck.
Dedicated.
The problem is because it's Passover, if things are going to heat up, there's going to be...
Oh, sure.
I don't really know what the... I do know, but I don't really understand how after all this time everybody could still be so mad and hate each other and do all this weird stuff. And
Well, we did send over a bunch of money, so that should solve it.
Yeah, that'll be good.
where?
Should be fine. Everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere. Anybody who's fighting, we send them money.
Yeah, and the best part is they can only account for about 33 to 35% of it. Yeah.
All that other
people
got to wet their beak.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, this is interesting. I watched The Social Network yesterday. Not all of it, but it was on.
It's funny. I watched a little bit of it the other day as well.
And at the end, and I remember watching it when it first came out, which was some time ago. And at the end, it tells you the settlements and how much everybody got. And all that. And I remember going, the Winklevoss twins got $65 million to do nothing. Mm-hmm. They hired Mark Zuckerberg. He didn't do what he wanted to do. They sued him, and they got $65 million. They're fresh out of college, and they've got approximately $25 million profit each after they pay their attorneys.
And they're already rich.
And they're already rich. So they've already done, that was their big project in Harvard, suing Facebook. You know what I mean? That was what got them their money. And then Dustin Moskowitz and what's the other guy's name? The one that got screwed. Well, anyway, all those guys got all the money. The one guy that got screwed that Spider-Man played.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
It is a Spanish name. What is it? Like Javier or something like that.
Anybody know the kid who played Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Eduardo Saverin.
Eduardo Saverin.
There you go.
Eduardo Saverin, that son of a bitch, he got paid too, because he got paid after the lawsuit, and then took his money and moved it to Russia so he could hide it. Yep. I mean, he was a finance major, so he knew what to do. But I mean, that's kind of crappy.
That's what you do.
But you know what though? You come here to this country to go to our school and get an education, do all this stuff, and then you take the money and put it in Russia so that you don't have to pay any taxes.
Yeah, but you come to this country and get screwed by an American. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, maybe they don't get my taxes.
Yeah. Plus, the Americans are the ones that set up the laws for us to be able to do that.
No, I'm not saying he should be in trouble. It's just kind of scummy to me, you know. Yeah. But I get it. Also, you don't want to lose half your money just forgetting it. You've already been screwed out of some other money. My whole point is not what they did with their money. It was, I remember at the time reading, they got all this money. They didn't get anything. You look at Mark Zuckerberg's work, they didn't get nothing. I remember at the time going, $65 million. Mark Zuckerberg's worth billions and billions of dollars.
Right, $65 million. He was like, fine, take
crap
it.
Nickels out
Let me see what I have in my shoe.
I mean, that's truth. He ended up having to pay, close to $200 million and didn't even bat an eye at.
Yeah,
didn't even care at all. He's like, I paid the lawyers that last year.
And that's probably not the only thing. You know, I'm sure there was other lawsuits and other different stuff that he had to pay, and he was just like, all right, fine. If I have to give away a couple $100 million because I'm going to make billions, that's fine.
Right. He's never going to run out of money.
It says his net worth is $26 billion.
That's $999 million 26 times.
Sorry, 26.6. I don't want to cut him short at all.
I mean, that's
How
insane.
fast does he make $65 million?
Yeah,
Couple
tomorrow.
hours?
By
He's-
tomorrow.
He's the 65th richest person in the world.
65th?
65th, yeah.
Oh,
That's bananas.
You know, a lot of those Saudi guys are trillionaires.
Oh, yeah.
by now.
Right, that was the thing. If you 65th, but if you now put him in a list of self-made billionaires,
Yeah.
it goes
And
down
American.
significantly.
Yeah. If you add stuff to it, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, you throw American in there.
Yeah.
You throw American in there, and that kid is up the top. What a weird thing. I thought that Jesse Eisenberg did a great job playing him, although I think he's probably nothing like what the real Mark Zuckerberg is like. But still, what a hollow. They made that guy like terrible.
Yeah, by the way, have you seen the pictures going around of Zuckerberg where he got the upgrade? He's now looking more human.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he has like a beard and his hair has grown out a little bit. Because remember, for a while, he started looking like Data from
he was
from
very
Star
pale.
Trek. Yeah,
Dude.
He's
But
always
he had-
wired in.
He had like the little haircut and stuff, and he had those just hollow eyes where he's looking. But now he's got like a little bit of a beard. His hair's growing out, and people are saying that he's got the AI upgrade.
That's funny.
Oh, Zuckerberg. What a lizard person.
Yeah, so I did that on Sunday. There was a special day yesterday. Do you know what that was?
Special
An
day.
anniversary.
Yesterday, anniversary.
It's not really. You're not going to pick it up, Galvin.
21st.
You're the only one in Spanish I thought might know.
Oh, was it that concert for a band of horses?
No.
Oh.
Band of Horses.
Yeah, when we went to that concert and I left you.
It was AWOL Nation.
AWOL,
Wow, it
yeah.
shows how much it meant to you. You remember?
I block it out.
No. Oh, I'd like to go see Band of Horses, though.
I would too.
No, it was the 20-something anniversary of... No, not 20. Wait, it was 2000. I wrote it down. 2010. What are we in? 24 now. It was 2010. It was yesterday was the day we went to Jacksonville.
Oh,
Took you with us.
damn.
So it
That
has
was-
to be damn near your close to your anniversary.
That was so much fun.
I mean, it wasn't.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
I had an absolute blast.
I got really drunk and went to sleep.
That was fun though.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
fun. I remember paying a band $100 to let us play their instruments, and we were going from bar to bar, and we went to this small bar that had a band in the front, and we had Shane with us because we were playing, and we gave them $100 if we can get on there and do Led Zeppelin, and the guys were like, all right, $100 probably more than they were making the whole night, and we got in there and we started playing, and they were like, okay, I could see the band, and then Shane started singing, and they were like, "Oh, okay, this kid's pretty good." Yeah, that was. I remember that the other day. I was like, "Oh yeah, we did that." I was really drunk.
Shortly, wasn't it just a couple weeks after that Shane fell off that box? At that
I don't know. My Shane timeline is not very good.
Dude, I just remember I haven't laughed that hard in a little bit when he fell off that box. Just
My
in
Shane
front of
timeline is
everybody.
he was in the band, he was out of the band.
Yeah. Magoo.
We went through a Van Halen style change with
Yeah.
our band. We got rid of our original lead singer, who was a great singer, got a new singer, and just like Van Halen, not as good of a singing voice, 10 times the charisma.
Yeah.
And then the success came. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow for more behind the music. I have a serious question that I'm gonna have to go to the phone lines on. So let me take this phone call and clear it. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Joe.
What's up, Joe?
I just want to tell Galvin that he needs to rethink the Pilt shoes. They're not doing the 10% off if you mention his name.
Yeah, I stopped saying that like probably about a year ago. So what it was they went from the 10% to they went $5 off your first purchase, and now it's a different thing. Yeah,
There
I
you
haven't,
go.
I haven't said the
Dave?
10.
Thank you.
I get it that it was kind of ingrained in your head and stuff, but yeah, that's been a while since I said that you get 10% off.
You still whisper Galvin, they just look at you weird.
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
go there and do it. I'm opening the phone lines because I want to get a serious answer on this, and it may be too early, but I went out on the boat on Sunday to, I don't know where I left at Anclote Island, and I don't know where I was. It was in that area.
I have an island for you that I don't know whether you know about. That you're definitely going to want to visit. Sorry, that just came up
Okay.
whenever you said boat
All right.
and the island and stuff. Do you know there's a Monkey Island?
I do.
with monkeys on it.
Yeah, that's why they call it Monkey
Yeah,
Island.
well, I know.
Similar to when I climbed Monkey Mountain.
But there, sometimes people give names for things, and it doesn't.
There's
necessarily...
one in the Bronx is very racist.
Yeah. But Monkey Island, yeah. My wife and son were up visiting my in-laws, and they were up there, and they went to lunch, and it was across from Monkey Island.
But I don't think that can you go there?
Well, you can't go on the
Right,
island.
that's the thing.
Yeah, they're just. It's basically Alcatraz for monkeys.
I know. That's the thing. The monkey's like, somebody build a bridge.
Yeah, it seems terrible.
Yeah.
I wonder who feeds the monkeys.
I guess they probably feed themselves. Like live off the vegetation.
Oh,
Or they may have somebody drop stuff.
There's a Raccoon Island too.
Oh, yeah?
But the comments are very sad.
Also in the Bronx.
Yeah, they're very sad about Raccoon Island because they're trapped and they have to rely on people to visit the island to feed them and give them water.
trash pandas.
Yeah. Hey,
Question: what if I went to Monkey Island every day and brought them snacks and slowly became the king of Monkey Island?
that would be the coolest
Now we're
thing
talking.
ever.
I mean, that wouldn't
Yeah.
take a lot.
That would be awesome.
It wouldn't take a lot, and then just walked around like Caesar.
Oh,
Right.
No. This is the thing I want to know. So I went in the water. I went in the boat, and we went off of some island. So you go off Anclote around the Port Richey area in the water.
Yeah, we go out there all the time.
Okay, and all the boats get together in a certain area where you can get out and stand.
Yeah, there's a sandbar out there, and then there's Anclote Island.
Thank you. You're making this very easy for me. So we were at the sandbar, and in the middle of the water is this like tiki hut on stilts.
Oh yeah,
Who owns that? And more importantly, how do I get one?
I don't think you can get one. It's been like grandfathered in for years and years and years and years. And it also got struck by lightning a year or two ago and burnt down.
Oh.
And then it had to be rebuilt.
So you're driving in the water, and there's like this tiki hut in the middle of the water on stilts, like built up through the on the ocean. And I guess on there is like I don't know. It might be like I don't know what's in there. It looks like it could just be a place to chill out. It could have bathrooms on it. I don't know what they do. But I thought to myself, that's great because if you're out on the boat, you can go there and dock and get out for a second and do whatever you got to do. Maybe sleep there overnight if you want to do. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And then I thought, wait a second. Who just decides they're going to put a tiki thing in the middle of the ocean? And how does that work? And if I wanted to get one, can I still get one?
Yeah, it's my understanding that there's a family that owns it, and they've had it for forever, and it was like grandfathered in somehow.
Because I was
That's why.
surprised that if it got struck by lightning, burnt down, that they were allowed to rebuild. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times, if it's like something like that, they go, "Yeah, well, you had your run. It's done."
I remember they were having like fundraisers and stuff to rebuild it because it caught fire from getting struck by lightning.
But who gets to go there? Like if I brought my boat up there and went in there, is it
No,
okay?
it says no trespassing all over it. You can't just pull up and hang out. Like it's somebody,
so it's not a shop. It doesn't have like gas and doesn't
No.
have.
No, it's not very big, Galvin. It's probably the size of this room.
yeah, it's like almost like a little mini stilt house kind of. Yeah.
It's
But
blowing
there's
my
just
mind.
like I don't know if there's anything on it. I think there's like a deck, maybe like an area to eat some food, maybe some coolers. I don't
Right,
know.
that's what I expect.
I've
Well,
seen people out there before when we've going out.
I was going Templar, and be like, send out the aquatic version.
Yeah.
We're going out into the ocean.
Junk jockeys, they know all about it. They go out there all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where I learned this stuff from.
I am seriously thinking about taking the boat test. The boat class, how to captain a boat, because my brother has a boat that's docked in Newport Richey. My brother-in-law has a boat that you just call him and say, "Can you put it in the water?" And he puts it in the water. And I wanted to buy a boat, but both of them keep saying, "Don't buy a boat. Just take this one whenever you want." So I want to get my boating license or whatever you need, so that I could take their boats.
Yeah.
I just want to do that.
commandeer. We call that commandeering.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
in nautical terms,
Yeah.
I guess I am the captain now.
you did damn right.
Right. So, but I don't know. I want to know. I don't know. I think it'd be fun to have a boat.
Yeah.
Mike Calta Show, though.
Hey, got a question, kind of off topic. I was curious for Galvin, what would you rather listen to, Mike's Dreams or Spanish's Beads story?
Oof, good question.
Good question, sir.
Good question. I got to be honest with you. 100% Mike's Dreams.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Got on for you.
okay.
As bad as that is, and I say, nobody wants to hear dreams, whatever, because it's never interesting to other people listening. That's better than
Right.
Spanish's terrible spiritual stuff.
Awesome. Well, I love the show, guys. Keep it up.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Y'all have a good day.
Thanks for lumping me in with that, sir.
What
what happened?
Every time you think about your dreams, now you're going to think about, oh, God.
Yeah.
This is the same as Spanish talking about his garbage spiritual stuff.
What happened with Spiritual Saturdays?
The disaster.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question though. I thought Sad Weirdos Club was going to be something kind of cool.
What do you mean?
Like
How?
Yeah.
Because Miller's on it and you're on it and Joe's on it and I don't know. I just thought it would be I thought it would be like Sad Weirdos.
Give that list again.
Spanish is on it, Miller's on it, Joe's on it.
How did you think it was going to be cool?
I don't know. Miller's funny, Spanish is funny, Joe's funny and drunk.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be that. And instead it was all about spirituality and beads and all that
Exactly
garbage.
what I told you it was going to be.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be funnier. But anyway, what happened to the thing?
Well, we had some problems trying to get up and running at 5.
We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But we
Remember when
surmounted them.
No, you did not.
Well,
There was,
I mean,
there was multiple. I looked at the thing on, off, on, off,
Yeah.
on, off,
It
on,
was
off.
pretty frustrating.
Yeah. What was the problem? Did you test run it beforehand?
no. I mean, we tried, but when we started doing it, there was an issue with the aspect ratio, which we could
hate when
not
that
figure out.
So I
I'm
will
just
tell
not-
you, I was on YouTube at the time, whenever I was going through stuff, and it said that you guys were live, and I go, oh, that's right, they're live. Let me just see what's going on. Whenever I clicked on it, there was 11 people watching. My TV is this big. You guys were this big.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
aspect
was
ratio.
he was talking about relationships, and I clicked it off real quick before they could see me. I wanted to get out of there.
I got a notification that the show account was live, so I clicked on it, and it was sideways.
No,
Yeah.
That was the issue.
I did turn the video was sideways.
no. Mine was not sideways. Mine was just a sliver of thing on a huge TV.
Yeah, mine was sideways. So you couldn't see. It wasn't like the
You guys really put the set and say
Yeah.
I tuned into it, and there was 18 people watching.
Oh.
And Spanish was sweating like a pig.
Oh,
and
man.
asked Joe.
Why?
Well, and asked Joe if they could turn the AC back on.
Yeah, Joe likes to turn it off when we're in the middle of
Oh
doing
my!
stuff.
You turned
Yeah.
it off?
Well, yeah. I mean, for an hour.
Well, that may have-
Why?
because that was probably interfering with the
Yeah.
video, which way it was going.
Yeah.
Why did you turn the AC off?
because you could hear it. The mics were picking it
You
up.
think that was the problem?
Right.
Well, that was one of them.
I felt so bad for Spanish.
Thank
He
you.
looked like he was about to pass out.
It gets so hot, and we're like right in front of the window where the sun is coming in, and Joe
Oh
doesn't
my
care
God.
because he's got brittle bones and he doesn't feel heat.
When I clicked it on, Miller, the first thing he said, "This is the most humiliating thing I've ever been a part of in my entire life."
It's true. It was
You know
true,
he's
yeah.
done a lot of bad stuff.
He goes, "I don't know why I'm here. This is the most humiliating thing I've ever been
This
a part
guy,
of."
that's a guy who was just survived from cancer and was
Yeah.
thinking about maybe death would have been better.
And it
Yeah.
was like sideways.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
Try
well,
to
that
use
show
that
is a good
better.
run.
yeah.
And
Well,
Joe's like,
so
yelling,
next
he's like,
Saturday?
"Son
Yeah.
of a bitch, can't get that thing. What's going on?"
Better show that or Rob and Miller.
I'm gonna. Ooh, man.
Let's remember that talking about that other show made that guy go crazy and whatever happened to him.
I mean, I didn't. In all fairness, I didn't watch this because it wasn't working.
Did you
But-
watch the other one or did you just hear stuff?
The Miller and Rob one.
Yeah.
I listened to that. I listened to that.
Ooh, didn't listen to this one though. Huh?
Yeah, no, I learned my lesson for the first one. No, because I did tune into this one, but I couldn't get. It wasn't on, and I gave up like most people.
It was tough to find at first because there was like 10 live streams going at once.
Yeah.
Like it said live stream start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. There were like 10 of them in a row.
My favorite one that was up for a while was Joe trying to figure it out, and then you hear his phone shuffling around. You just hear him go, F.
No,
yeah.
Joe.
Breathing heavy into his phone.
Joe,
Yes, Michael.
who's your number one fan?
You?
Thank you.
Huh.
Who does more to protect you than me?
Nobody, Michael.
Joe.
Yes.
I mean, I can name right now at least 58-year-olds that have their own YouTube channel. Like
That's
I
what
can't.
Miller was saying yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I mean, if we can't get on YouTube, that's a serious problem.
Well, I think we have it figured out, Michael.
No, we don't. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think we have it figured out. Show's over.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Listen to me. I have an office at the. Well, no, that's why I was having an office at the Bone. You can gut that office and make that the TV studio and do stuff there. But I think they shut the AC off on the weekends, don't they?
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
man.
Whatever.
I won't shut the AC off again, Anthony.
Please
Could
don't.
you
It's so
imagine working there on the weekends? You're like, all right, foot in the door. I'm on the weekend and I'm going to do something here and stuff. And then they disrespect you by turning the AC off.
Well,
good grief.
they turn it off in the
Like, I
business
get it.
section.
I understand. Yeah.
It's the whole building, isn't it? Not just, it's not a
The
costume.
studios are on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The studios are on.
equipment.
The rest of it's off because you walk in the lobby and you're like, "What is going on?" And you walk in the studio and you're like, "All right, yeah, that's pretty brutal."
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys got your Saturdays free again? I don't know.
One and done?
Canceled.
No, we're going.
Oh.
Yeah.
I you honestly think? All right, let's set a parameter then. Okay, to me, I think a show about your beads and being spiritual and all that stuff is garbage. I remember the initial idea was to do a conspiracy show. Then it was a show with you and Miller, which I thought, no matter whatever you idiots start to talk about, it'll get funny and be funny. But now I think it's going to be a disaster. What is the parameter for whether or not it's successful? Because right now I'm like awful, kill it. But I've been wrong before.
Well, I don't understand what are you asking me? Like,
What is the level of success that we need to achieve before we decide that people care about it or not?
How many people need to
Like
be
I
watching?
think can I be honest with you? I think it's embarrassing and it's awful. The whole I'm spiritual thing. Nobody cares about that. It's like
a bunch of people care about that.
right, but not associated with us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not this is not what we do. This is not what the show does. It's what you do. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that how do we judge if I'm wrong? And you get on there and I was like, oh, turns out everybody loves it. Everybody likes it because I've been wrong. I mean, I'm a guy who commit when I'm wrong.
Right. So you just want to go by views? How many people?
I don't know. That's what's the fairness level? Because if I say yes views and you get under 100 views, that's garbage to me.
Well, right now we have over 800 views of that video.
800 people who have checked out the stream.
Right.
Right. Since it aired.
Are you counting all streams? That were
10 streams.
10 streams at
No.
once.
What I'm saying is that's fine. That's the curiosity factor in the first one and the mistakes and all that stuff. So that's fine. What do we say? So if we put up the first episode and we say it's 1,000 views,
You tell me.
yes, I'll say 1,000 views.
Sure.
Okay. So we put it up. It'll go on Saturday? Mm-hmm. Saturday at 5:00.
Are you saying live or are you saying throughout the, like, what are you talking about? Does there have to be like 1,000 people watching at one point?
No.
Or is it throughout the week? How
Throughout
many
the
views
week. In the week.
And stuff?
Because I don't think Saturday at 5:00 is very conducive to people necessarily watching it live. Not saying there aren't going to be people to do it.
Yeah,
I just think it's a hard get.
I think now it's been tainted because now people are going to be like, oh, let's show Mike or you know what I mean? Like vice versa, whatever.
Hey, look,
like now it's
whatever brings the views.
I don't know.
I feel like the presentation would if it was better, it would help things.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What if
Like
it
the
was
video
better,
part?
more interesting and funny? Would that help?
But,
or-
I mean, you can start with the fact that it's like a vertical video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a vertical video.
What do we know about
No.
the Ash?
I mean, it looks like, is that not vertical?
That is a vertical video
That
on
is
YouTube.
vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you
It
meant
is
turn
not
sideways.
that is vertical.
Our
Yeah.
IT department is collectively like 1,000 years old. So
You should get a
Right.
view from each one of his years, and then you'd be in.
Yeah, I mean,
When will you figure out what the problem is? Like, how will you figure it out for next week?
I'm gonna I'm changing it to this camera, and I'm gonna run audio lines into it, and then I'll stream it from this machine
It's the only camera
Problem
he
solved.
knows how to
How
work.
are you streaming from that machine?
by using this converter, and it will just come straight in. And
By the way,
But I mean, where are you going to take the machine with you?
he's
gonna take
pointing
this
to a
one, yeah.
VCR
Oh,
saying converter.
He was pointing to his computer. I thought you meant the switcher.
no.
do you want me to send my daughter over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she
Yeah, send her
streams her PlayStation
Joey's got two
games.
kids in school. I got 8 million views last week.
Yeah, they stream all the time.
I mean, you can literally just stream from a laptop webcam.
Or an iPhone.
or your phone, yeah.
Yeah.
we
Like-
did use Joe's phone.
I have a feeling I've never tried to do it before, but I have a feeling your iPhone would just go, here's what you do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And just do it on its own.
Yeah.
Like whenever you plug in a new thing into your TV and it's like boop, 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 set up and you're like, oh, that was easy.
Big Dick just texted me and said yesterday he figured out at his house he was online in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Why? Was he there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you let him try to help you there?
Yes.
He didn't know how to figure it out.
It's Whore Island, I think.
We did not. We were unable.
It kills brain cells the minute you walk
Between the
in.
both of us, we were not able to figure
Big
it out.
Dick got so upset he just walked out.
Yeah.
He left.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very frustrating.
So was a setting in your iPhone, you think, or what? Why could you
No,
not?
it's.
Why was
I had
it
to look it up on
sideways?
YouTube. You have to turn your phone sideways, open your app, and then make sure that you change it to the correct orientation while it's open, and you have to be holding it sideways. Yeah.
All this seems pretty logical.
Yeah, that seems like.
But the thing was, to me, is that surprises me is that you didn't try it before Saturday at 5 o'clock.
That surprises you?
No. It seems to me that would have been the logical
Right.
thing to do.
When Miller was saying this is one of the most humiliating things he's ever been a part of, he says, I got here an hour early to make sure everything was ready to roll. He goes, it's now 5:45 and it's sideways.
Big Dick just texted me and said, I walked out during the abortion.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I was
nobody
here for an
blamed him.
hour to get ready, and now it's an hour and 45 minutes, and we're sideways.
Well, you got to figure things out.
Yeah. Figure them out the day
Beforehand.
before.
All right.
Maybe your
All
own.
right.
Maybe you start your own channel and put it on there instead.
I could do that.
That way, you're not bringing everybody down.
I wonder if I must have spent $10,000 in Bone TV equipment for this room, to which the Bone has given me nothing.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I needed any of that, or if Joe could have
No,
just done it.
you didn't know any of that.
We just turn the
I
webcam
guarantee-
on this camera.
Yeah, you could have had like 4 old iPads that you had
Right.
and just set
Yeah.
those
Right.
up and it would have been perfect.
All those wires and stuff, you don't need any of that.
No.
Oh, boy.
YouTube, more like BooTube.
If it was 1997, you would need that stuff.
Okay.
Well,
That's the problem is he's converting backwards.
Right, yeah.
Like he's going, I can't use these 4K cameras. I need my
Right.
two-dimensional camera.
put it on the tube TV. You'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
We did try to use that DJI camera, and it was impossible.
I believe it is way beyond your
it was
cranial
beyond, it was
abilities.
beyond Dick's as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look, Bobby does it for everything.
Yeah, I know. And I really wanted to use it. I was unwilling to give up,
Yeah.
and eventually I had to.
Maybe like start before though.
Well, we did start before.
Like 450 doesn't count as before.
That doesn't.
You know what? Bobby's busy. He's doing a lot of stuff. He's touring. He's got the radio show. He's doing all these different things. I guarantee Bobby would have set aside a half hour to explain to you on FaceTime how to do that. You know what I mean? Like he loves that stuff.
He wanted
right.
to.
Yeah. Like he loves that stuff. Easily could have been like, hey, how does this work? FaceTime him. Oh, this button, do this. Boom. You're up and going. You know what I mean? Like I guarantee that would have happened.
Gio,
No. Yes.
the video you made of the great headphone caper from last week.
Yes.
That you made in the same day.
Yes.
How long did that take you?
Hour and a half.
During the
Gio,
show.
you made that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great video.
During the show. Hour and a half. Why? Why did it take so long? I'm saying like you didn't seem like you were working on it for an hour and a half.
No, well, but by the time I pulled the clip and then edited it down and then got it to fit within a minute, probably a total like an hour and a half.
What?
And you're only working on it during commercials, right?
Right. You basically did what the social media company did and did it better and because
Yeah.
you were able to understand the content better.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. That that headphone caper on Friday was hilarious.
That's the best.
Conviction in which you were like, your family stole my stuff.
I knew they did.
And I was like, there's no way in the world.
Without hesitation.
Yeah. And I was 100% wrong. It was hilarious.
Have the headphones? Are those your headphones?
These are my headphones.
They have been returned.
Yeah.
People are like, the bottom line is, the good news in all of this is you raised a really good son because he didn't lie when you. And I was like, oh, I'm sure he lied about a bunch of other stuff that day. You don't worry about it. All right. So what did we decide? Sad Weirdos episode 2, Saturday at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
It does not get 1,000 views.
In how many days?
Before we get back on the air on Monday. Saturday
Okay,
to
so
Monday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Right, because
You have 2
the
days.
first one got 800 views. What do we talk about on this?
Just stuff that I've already talked about. kind of introduced Miller and I and what I just went through.
Oh, okay. You just brought him up to speed.
And what he's going through, or what?
Okay. All right. Episode 2. Joe put it online.
Maybe you guys should like coordinate like outfits.
This chick had an 80s roller rink. What is her name? Well, that's a hot one. She's dressed up. She's got to be going to some. It's got to be like 80s Day or something at Fox, right?
No, it's Passover.
I don't think that's Passover clothes.
Yeah, pastel over.
She's wearing like pastel flowered shirt with these big ass earrings.
Spanish.
Yeah.
What do you think of you and Miller?
Right?
So, like you guys turn.
Oh, so it stay vertical, but they go horizontal.
Right, yeah.
I like that idea.
Okay.
I like
Makes sense.
It would have been a good option.
Yeah.
Would be easier than retraining somebody.
I was very angry on Saturday.
You were angry. Who were you angry at?
Furious. Joe in the situation.
Joe.
Angry and hot.
He was angry at you.
He was mad
I
at
was
me.
hot. I was very hot,
I think-
Carmen.
yeah.
And I was sweating, and that was adding to my anger.
You looked red.
Yeah,
you were turning different.
Not very
colors.
spiritual. Not very spiritual.
That was the thing. I was like, I'm like trying to stay calm, and I'm just like, oh, dude, this is just not what Oh.
You're like sweating. Miller saying this is the most humiliating moment of his life.
Dude. Joe was like, I got it. Don't worry. We'll be fine at 5.
Joe's
And then-
cursing in the background. and there's video. It's like him carrying the camera around the house.
All on my video channel with my name on it.
Yeah.
Can you see why I might be a little concerned about that?
Yeah.
It will get better, Michael.
I don't.
I mean,
why don't you make a spiritual Spanish section? Make his network and then put it on there. And then if it gets better, then we'll incorporate it.
Okay.
I think that would make more sense.
We could do that.
Well, let's let episode 2 fly first.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Just bringing us all down.
Well, people are curious now. They want to know how
I
how
think
it's going to go.
it's been tainted now.
I'm more excited. I wish it was on tomorrow. To be honest with you, I want to see what Joe.
That's not enough time.
Joe would freak out if it was on tomorrow. Joe, can you do it today? This afternoon?
No way.
Okay, at least. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Carmen will tell you what we have to give away for the week, and we will play Sporcle next on 102.5 The Bone. I have bad news.
What's that?
Sad Weirdos has already been canceled.
Oh, yeah? How?
Miller's not available on Saturday. Did you know that? Yeah. Miller's not available on Saturday. Carmen, what are we giving away today?
Okay, we got a bunch of stuff. We got
All right, let's go over it and see if it's cool or not.
okay. First one, Heart with Cheap Trick.
Very cool. Very cool.
Happening Friday.
Yep. That's at Emily Arena.
Yes.
Yes. Bad Religion.
Pretty cool. Because that's with
Social Distortion.
Distortion. Yeah.
Brooks and Dunn.
Well, Brooks and Dunn are good.
Brooks is with Dunn.
Yep.
When they broke
Hailstorm.
up. They broke up. He was done with Brooks.
Hailstorm, a.k.a. New lead singer for Skid Row currently.
Wasn't that last weekend show?
When is, what is Hailstorm? Where are they
90
playing?
Rock Fest
August 1st. Hailstorm is at the Amp August 1st.
Who is going to that?
With who, though?
Prevail.
They headline the amphitheater?
Yeah, there's got to be a bunch of bands, I would imagine. I listen, Hailstorm, like she's a really good singer.
Right.
Their music is a little, kind of straight up dirt rock, whatever.
Yeah.
But she's a great singer. But yeah, I don't know. They're not selling out the amphitheater unless there's like 8 other bands on the bill.
Maybe they have that. Like they did for Vince Neil. All right, what else?
Stone Temple Pilots
Good.
and Live.
Good.
And the Marley Brothers.
Why'd you say it like that?
I wanted to make sure I was allowed to say it. I was just reading it to make sure to see where it was and everything like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
because it's the last on the list, and usually the last thing on the list, it's like, don't say until this date.
Gotcha.
It makes me very nervous.
The Marley Brothers, not Bob Marley, but if you squint, you don't know the difference, right?
Oh.
No, it's like if you go see any old guy with white hair play Jimmy Buffett music, if you just squint, it's Jimmy Buffett.
I'll probably be at that show.
The Jimmy Buffett show?
I wish.
The Marley Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that part of Sad Weirdos?
No.
It's not my thing. It's my thing to listen to on an island or in the pool.
Yeah,
it's not my thing to go see live.
I love radio.
If you had a little place on stilts in the water, you may play some.
100%.
That would be nice.
100%. My brother-in-law, maybe not so much him, maybe more my sister-in-law, but all they played this weekend was country music, but not, it was Zach Brown. It was, it was that kind of country music.
Jelly Roll?
Maybe there was a Jelly Roll.
Jason Aldean.
Yeah, but no, it was a lot of like that Chris Stapleton type.
Morgan Wallen.
Maybe I don't know, but I was like, all right, I'm good on the water. It's country. It's country Jimmy Buffett. So I was
Country
like,
is for the water.
Yeah.
Well, that I had no idea. Did we even talk about this? That Kenny Chesney was just at the Raymond James. Yeah, I had no idea that he was going to be there. I mean, I'm not following that, but I mean, it's a big concert.
I guess he kicks it off every year here in Tampa.
He's still helping out Uncle Cracker, huh?
Oh, was Uncle Cracker there?
Uncle Cracker, because they have that song together. Yeah. And I guess, I don't know, did he open for him or whatever? He was there.
Well, I don't know. Uncle Cracker's a DJ, so maybe he has other duties.
Maybe.
Oh, got me, man.
Kenny's bags, maybe? I don't know.
He makes enough money where he just probably be like, bring Uncle Cracker in for that one song. He's loaded.
Yeah.
All right, let's give that stuff away with a little bit of Sporcle. Here we go. Now, there's currently no streaks, right?
Correct.
Okay. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge, scorekeeper, and videographer. 3 jobs, Joe. Well, 3 jobs.
That's right.
You do them great.
Sideways.
Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, today we're going to play actors by movies. I'm going to list 3 movies. You're going to give me the actor or actress that starred in all 3 of the movies.
And you can just go last name?
Yeah.
Correct.
Jeopardy rules.
All right, your first one. X-Men, Monsters Ball, Die Another Day.
Barry.
Mike. Top Gun, Bill Durham. War of the Worlds.
What was it? Top Gun.
Top Gun, Bull Durham, War of the Worlds.
Robbins.
Would you already answered?
No, I didn't.
No. Oh, you did not?
No.
Okay. Galvin gets the
Oh, yeah,
point.
he was in War of the Worlds. Yeah.
Titanic, Enigma, The Reader.
Winslet.
Spanish. Rear Window, Vertigo. How the
Stewart.
West Was
Jimmy
Won.
Stewart. I couldn't think. I was like Jim Dean.
James Stewart.
Yeah, Jimmy
But
Stewart.
Mike gets the point. Platoon, Phone Booth,
Sheen.
The Last King of Scotland.
Firth.
Platoon, Phone Booth, The Last King of Scotland.
Yeah, if I just do the... If I... the eye.
Forrest Whitaker
Oh, wonky eye.
is who I was looking
I was
for.
like, can I do the eye?
No point. Pearl Harbor, Black Hawk Down.
Hartnett.
Did you finish it?
Hartnett.
Yes. Okay. You streamed off a little bit. Spanish. Nixon, Truman Show, Radio.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh.
Nixon, Truman Show, Radio.
Oh, I know it is. But I know his name.
Ed Harris
Oh, not who I was thinking.
is who I was looking for.
Radio.
Cool Hand Luke, Slapshot, Mike. Carlito's Way, I Am Sam.
Sean Penn.
Galvin, and Pap, we're halfway there.
Gio is not on the board. He has a total of 0 points. Spanish and Galvin both tied with 2, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 3.
All right, we are doing actors by movies. I'm saying 3 movies. You're giving me the actor or actress that starred in all of them. Your next one, Ella Enchanted, Get Smart, Bride Wars. Ella Enchanted, Get Smart, Bride Wars.
I know her name.
Yeah, she's pretty.
She's in Devil
Anne
Hathaway.
No point. American Graffiti, Sabrina,
Harrison
Firewall.
Ford.
Mike Calta. Hello, Dolly, All Night Long, Meet the Fockers.
Stiller.
Hoffman.
Nope, sorry. The both of you.
Oh, I got
Streisand.
it. Yeah, that's
Yeah, on the board. Geo. The Sting, The Great
Redford.
Gatsby, Galvin, The Godfather, Eraser, Elf.
What's the second movie?
The Godfather, Eraser, Elf.
Oh. I can't.
Oh, Con.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yes, Mike Calta.
You two making swimming arms is making me nervous.
We were looking for the picture.
I was just sitting over here the other day.
Norma Ray, Steel Magnolias, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Sally Field.
Mike Calta. Donnie Darko, Mona Lisa
Gyllenhaal.
Smile, Spanish.
Are we missing the Jimmy Conn picture?
Yeah, it was over here for a while. I don't know where it is now.
Maybe it's with his headphones.
Maybe it's on eBay.
It's at Joe's house.
And Pap Pap. We're on the last three.
Gio is on the board with a single point. Galvin and Spanish both tied with 3. Michael doubling that. He's winning with 6 right now.
Real quick, let me apologize to Joe. Joe, I say a lot of times that you take Mike's camera and put it on eBay, and you take the Jimmy Conn picture and put it on eBay. There is no way you could put anything on eBay. I apologize.
But now I want to know what the Jimmy Conn picture is.
Except that.
Make me nervous.
I think it's out there.
Okay.
All right, last 3. Actors by movies. Here we go. Fight Club, Big Fish,
Pitt. No.
Corpse Bride,
Carter.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Carter, Mike Calta.
If you haven't seen Big Fish, you're missing a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's really
It's
good.
great.
HD.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not old at all.
Okay. Maybe. Iron Man 2, Shaft, Coach Carter.
Cheadle.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just wanted to scream really loud.
I can't think of anybody's name today, man.
Geo. And your last one, After the Sunset, Semi-Pro, Zombieland.
Harrelson.
Geo.
I couldn't believe I couldn't think of James Caan.
Me either. And I'm like,
Your final score, Gio, Spanish, and Galvin all with 3 points. And Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 7.
is that 2 in a row?
No.
Why not?
I won on Friday.
All right. There you go. Carmen, will you pick line 12 for me?
Gotcha.
Thank you. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, In and Out, Trouble for Handsome, and Pedal to the Metal.
All right. Galvin has your news. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive right into that next. It's a Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
By the way, you were playing a little Queen there, and that beat is similar to the No Doubt Hella Good song that they have. I got to tell you, it's hard to listen to that in headphones. Hella Good, No
Why?
Doubt, because Gwen Stefani is like breathing heavy in the background and stuff.
Oh, Galvin.
You get confused.
I watched.
I'm like, oh, is she here? Is she on my back? What's going on?
I watched her the No Doubt Coachella performance. Have you seen that?
No
Jesus.
Doubt back together.
Back together.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was funny because when I was listening to that after I was done sweating and thinking about Gwen Stefani, I thought, what are those guys doing? Did they make enough money with No Doubt where they don't have to do stuff? Are they producing? Are they doing some different
I'm
stuff?
sure they all made enough money.
But they had to have thought, let's get it while we can,
Yep.
because clearly she's going to go solo.
The money is in touring, and they toured a lot, so I think that they're okay.
The money's in publishing.
Yeah, but I
that.
mean, they don't. Yeah, I don't know who has that. But as far as getting out there and working, so anyway, they performed and they were really good. And Olivia Rodrigo came out for 1 or 2 songs.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was pretty
The young Gwen
awesome.
Stefani.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But and my thing is with like Gwen Stefani, as far as going solo, she could still have them in her band because she still
That's
has a
not really
band
solo,
with her.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
But she started out with them, and they were a band, and they probably split everything evenly. Then she goes solo; she gets the lion's share, and she gets to
Right.
pay. Do you want to go from being in a band with Gwen Stefani to now you work for Gwen Stefani? Maybe some do, maybe don't have enough
I'm
ego
just saying
where they
that-
don't care. But
At least that way they can keep working. But like you said, they were good enough artists that they probably found.
Who was it? It was not Clive Davis, but it was somebody in the record industry that grabbed her and said, "Go solo, and I'll make you a superstar in 4 years." And that's exactly what happened.
may have been Clive Davis.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, whatever. Anyway, it worked out for her. But I'll tell you, she looks fantastic. She was climbing things. She was jumping. She looked like she was 20 years old.
She
and
sounds good too.
Sounding good. And then they would show video when they did an old school song like Spiderwebs or whatever.
Yeah.
They showed the videos of them over the years. She hasn't aged 1 year. It's amazing.
She
how hot
may
still
actually
is.
look better now.
Yeah. Really. She's really super hot.
But she did start getting Puma face for a minute.
I don't know what that
and-
is. What is Puma face?
The tight,
Just, yeah, too
cheeks
much
and
plastic
stuff.
surgery. But but she stopped just in time, and it like all went back normal.
Oh, I
But
love it.
She was getting Puma face.
Yeah,
for a
she definitely
minute.
had some work on her face.
Which I mean, no, who cares? You know what I mean? She's what, in her 50s?
Yeah, I mean, if she's in her 50s, she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The other thing I watched yesterday was that National Geographic show about the octopus. Anybody watch that?
Not octopus. My teacher.
No,
not that one. A
There's
different
a whole
one.
new thing.
Like
dude.
Octomom?
No, no, no.
Oh.
Totally different.
Doctor
No, that's Spider-Man.
Doc.
This is just a National Geographic thing about the octopus and how it. And by the way, I found out it's octopuses,
Yeah.
not octopi.
Okay.
Yeah. So Spanish has said this to me a bunch of times. Octopus are the only species with no DNA with anything else on Earth.
Correct.
They clearly
Yeah,
came here from another planet.
Right. Yeah, and they're very intelligent, and the stuff that they can do is absolutely amazing. It's wild.
Galvin, their intelligence level is unbelievable. So they showed the octopus, and the octopus, they were filming it, and the octopus reached out and grabbed the photographer and pulled her so that he's like almost like, let me show you over here.
Right.
Took her over there, started showing her some other things. All of a sudden, the octopus takes off. A reef shark is in the area. They didn't even see it, and they know. And it goes over to the coral, and it just becomes coral.
It's unbelievable.
unbelievable.
And think about that. Think about all of that stuff that is, the X-Men, the whole thing with that, whatever, where they can change and
Yep.
look like something else, can completely change their...
This was by far the most amazing thing. Not only can they change the color of their outer skin, but they can mimic other fish. Yeah. So when that what's that poison fish, tiger fish that has all the little
The
frilly,
lionfish?
Lionfish, okay, it has all the little frilly things on it. It couldn't find anything to like coral to mix in with, so it folded itself up and changed its color, made it look exactly like the lionfish.
Yeah.
I mean that's amazing.
wild.
You see the video where it's on the boat deck and it squeezes through the tiny little
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
ass
through the little
octopus,
hole, yeah.
and there's a tiny little hole and it squeezes through and
There's
gets
another
out.
one of the things that they showed how
Yeah.
when it's on volcanic stone, it's all black. They can't hide. So what it does is it took a shell from a clam or an oyster or whatever it was. It opened it up and it shoved itself inside there to hide out. Did the same thing with a coconut. Did the same thing with a bottle. Goes inside the bottle, hides in the bottle. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And they're also delicious.
They are. I love
I said to him, man, I go, I would eat that one right there.
so good.
Right there.
Ever
octopus,
since
so
I watched my octopus teacher, I can't eat octopus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah.
so tasty.
We used to go down to the sponge docks and eat octopus all
Yeah.
the time.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Do you know how octopus?
Wait, I thought you didn't like seafood.
Octopus, I just always liked.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
How they mate? Did you see that? They actually got it. No.
Oh, no?
They actually got it on tape of them mating.
Little octopus wiener.
So no.
They throw it like
No.
multiple megs.
So the octopus sits over here, and then the other one comes to check it out, and then they reach out and they touch their little sucker tentacles together. The suckers go together, and they see if they like each other. If they do, then the male starts shooting the sperm down his arm into that or into their little crevice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it travels down the arm.
Yeah.
So no, if you swim in the water, you're swimming with
Oh,
octopus
yeah.
sperm.
Yeah.
for
I've done
sure.
that before.
And whale poop. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty. It was pretty amazing. Like everything that thing. I was like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
They have this similar nerve clusters like we do, and a brain that controls our central nervous system.
Yeah.
And that to me is the most fascinating thing.
Well, I mean, it definitely it problem solves. It's ahead of the game, and, and then I don't know. It is pretty amazing, when you watch it, and then the fact that it shares no DNA, you gotta imagine it came from somewhere
Oh,
else.
for sure. That's what they say. The same thing about mushrooms. Like the beginning of mushrooms and octopuses, they have no idea where they came from. Yeah.
That must be
Well,
a fun planet.
Also, think about how they say that a lot of alien life form live underwater. Like they've been there for a long time. That these ships go under there and do all the different stuff. And so the fact that they're living down there. Would make sense.
Octopuses can dream. They've proven that octopuses can have vivid dreams, and they proved recently that octopuses can feel and manipulate energy around them, which I find to be so cool.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, we have no idea.
Yeah.
We don't know nothing about nothing.
Did you watch that documentary, My Octopus Teacher?
I did.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
It was really interesting, and it was cool, and it was good. And at the end, if they just took it and fried it, I would still eat it.
Oh my God.
100%. I would be like, yeah, it's awesome.
Delicious.
By the way, back to another conversation. Gwen Stefani is 54.
Oh my God, she's older than me.
Yeah.
We grew up similar. We look the same.
Tight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Hey, tell Galvin to Pelt's thing. You listen to me. Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. You want to play some pickleball? Well, get into Pelt's. They have all the pickleball shoes you need. They got Skechers, New Balance, K-Swiss, Asics. Not just pickleball shoes. They have any shoe you're looking for. Whether you need to go running, whether you need to go to dinner, you want to go to the beach, you want to go hang out with octopuses, well, they've got shoes for all of that, and they have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Stop into a Pelt's today. Make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. So for the first time in history, prosecutors will present a criminal case against a former American president to a jury this morning as they accuse Donald Trump of hush money scheme aimed at preventing damaging stories about his personal life from becoming public. A 12-person jury in Manhattan will hear opening statements from prosecutors and defense lawyers in the first of 4 criminal cases against the presumptive Republican nominee to reach trial. Statements are expected to give jurors and the voting public the clearest view yet of the allegations at heart of the case, as well as insight into Trump's expected defense.
I, no joke, just got an email from Trump. No joke.
How much money?
I don't know. I didn't even open it. I just deleted it. But the headline did say, Trump Tower is in danger again. That's the way they hooked me up. I would give a flying F if you lost Trump Tower.
What can we do? How can we help? I'll send Macaulay Culkin there right now. Perfect. Should be fine. This is pretty crazy. I don't know if you saw this over the weekend. 2 teenagers were killed Saturday after an apparent murder-suicide in St. Petersburg in a home there. That's according to deputies. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said it was called to a home on Grove Park Avenue North at 8:47 p.m. after 2 teenagers, a 14-year-old girl and a 17-year-old boy, were shot. The 14-year-old was already dead from a gunshot wound to the head, while the other teenager was still alive. However, he died at 10:16 p.m. after being taken to the hospital. According to detectives, neither of the teenagers lived at the home in question. The 17-year-old was allowed to stay at the house to watch the homeowner's dog while he was out of town. However, about 4 a.m. Saturday, the 17-year-old invited the victim and another female individual to come, quote, hang out. He also invited an 18-year-old friend of his to the home. Deputies say the teenagers consumed alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine throughout the day. But during their drug-fueled hangout, the 17-year-old began brandishing a gun that belonged to the homeowner. Detectives learned that they all began playing with the firearm and taking photos with it. According to the investigation, things escalated when the 17-year-old boy and the 14-year-old girl started arguing about a consensual sexual encounter the 17-year-old had, which upset him. As the 14-year-old began to talk to the other girl about the argument, the 17-year-old shot her in the head before turning the gun and shooting himself.
Oh, geez.
Terrible.
Christ.
Yeah. That's unbelievable, man.
Listen, I skated through 18 years or 17, almost 18 years of my son growing up and being a teenager and getting through high school, and it was seamless, man. There was no problems. He did nothing at all. Like, I can't even go, well, there was the one time, because you expect as a teenager to have that. I don't think it's going to be that smooth with my daughter.
I know, we had some crazy stuff. I told you before, I was at a party and somebody brought a gun out and I said, that's it for me, and just walked out of there. Listen, guns are fine if you're, proper people handling them and stuff, not teenagers drinking. High school party and handling guns and doing that stuff. Yeah. I was like, all right, see you later. I did that too, actually, whenever they brought up cocaine one time. I've never done cocaine. Didn't particularly want to be around it. Somebody brought up some cocaine and I said, yeah, I think it's time for me to go.
Yeah, and there's a different time between when we were at parties and people brought out cocaine and when they do it now. We joke about it on the show all the time, but I've never done it either, and I never wanted to be around it. I was around it in high school. I used to hang out with some older kids who used to do it all the time, and I thought, none of this makes me, this is just not me. I don't feel it, But your best thing to do is to get out of there when there's problems.
But also now with the fentanyl and everything, it's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not a prude. I'm not saying that my daughter is never going to have a boyfriend and they're never going to make out and do all that stuff, whatever. It's whatever. It is what it is. But the day that she comes home crying because of a boy is when I think I'm going to be really tested.
The really good thing about it, I think, is that her and your son are very close, and they're a good age apart where your son is her protector, where she may, even if she doesn't feel comfortable telling you or your wife about something, she would tell your son, and he would either come to you guys or handle it himself, which is good. Tesla has been ordered to recall nearly 4,000 of its Cybertrucks due to an accelerator pedal that can stick when in place when it's pressed down.
Hell yeah.
Whoops.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Just cruising through in the Cybertruck.
And Hayes special.
Yeah.
Well, a guy made a video and showed it. I guess there's like a cover on the pedal, and it slides off, and then it sticks into the floorboard.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
All these idiots
'Cause it's trying
pre-ordered
to
their
be
trucks
cool.
and waited for months and months and
Is it
months.
still bulletproof? Do we know?
I think you get the upgrade,
Oh, I don't need the upgrade.
I saw people complaining that they're starting to rust on the edges. And
Yeah.
kind of,
Already?
Yeah. Like
I also saw people complaining because it looks ridiculous.
One guy was like, he broke down the whole thing and he said, these are like poorly made. He's like, they're just slapped together. He's like, this for the price, people are getting completely ripped off. These are not going to last.
Volvo makes a really good electric car that I like. I think it's called the Polestar. That's
I'm not
rated
against
very
electric
well.
cars at all,
No,
especially since I drove the Tesla. I liked it a lot, but I'm not ready for one.
Yeah, but I think hybrid is the way to go if you want to try and do something, because totally electric just isn't possible for what they want to try and do, and by the timeline that they want to do it just doesn't make any sense. Whenever you have a hybrid car, then you're driving around electric, and then you have that where it was kind of like whenever I was younger, we had our dirt bikes, our motorcycles, you had a reserve tank. So you'd be out cruising around and you go, and you go, oh, damn it. But then you click on the reserve and have a little bit to get home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whenever the warning comes on in your car.
Pretty much how I drive my car all the time.
Yeah, I don't know how I know why they won't, but it would be so easy to put a kinetic engine or a kinetic motor in there so that you would never run out of juice.
Yeah,
then,
So easy. Why don't you do it?
Easy. I could do it, yeah.
How funny would it be if he went and did that?
Yeah.
One day, he made a joke and said, if it's so easy, why don't you do it? And then Spanish did.
He said, I would have made it a long time ago if Joe would have just turned the air on.
Oh my God, it was so hot.
Can't work when you're that hot.
My whole body was sweating.
It's crazy.
I don't understand how you work through that. Like how you don't just go turn the goddamn air on.
I was like, I went like this, and water came off my hand onto the floor, and I was like, can you turn the air on, please?
Like,
And I love
thought
that
Spanish
that was Joe's biggest problem. Was the air was going to make noise.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Carmen?
I was going to say, when I literally turned it on right at that moment, Spanish looked like he was about to pass out. He had his elbow on the table, holding himself up. Literally.
Like a sauna.
Red.
And
red as can be. I could see the sweat.
Yeah.
Put the sad word up.
Yeah. Like, I'm already pissed off and frazzled because we're supposed to be on at 5. It's now 6. Joe's turning the AC off and he's moving the. And I was like, Jesus Christ!
But it's also you pay rent and pay all that stuff. Like that's part of your rent that you pay is the electric, which is the AC. Yeah, I
and if the
wouldn't stand for that at all.
And again, if the AC is so noisy, move away from the vent.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It was
that was a deal breaker.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
And then turn the phone sideways. The Tampa Bay Lightning met the Florida Panthers Sunday afternoon in Sunrise in Game 1 of their first round Sunshine State Series. Woo. The Panthers came away with a 3-2 win. Boo. Game 2 also happens in South Florida. That's happening tomorrow night at 7:30. You can listen right here on The Bone. But speaking of bad losses for things and bad things happening, did anybody watch the game?
Yes,
I did.
From the beginning?
I watched it from the beginning.
Did you hear the national anthem?
I didn't see, no.
Wah wah wee wah. I don't know. So it was a girl, and it wasn't like anybody famous or anything like that. She wasn't somebody who was on American Idol, or she wasn't, you know, this recording artist or anything. So I don't know whether they can't be the regular person that sings for the Florida Panthers.
Right.
Like we have Sonia, who's fantastic, and she does this stuff. So this girl came out there. It was so brutal.
I wanna hear it.
Well, I have some. I said they would have been better off having an actual panther singing the national anthem.
We were watching it, and my daughter goes, "It's got to be a kid, right?" Because it's so bad.
So I was watching it, and I go, "Ooh, okay, little nerves in the beginning." Nope, all the way through the entire thing.
Yeah.
So I was scrubbing. I was looking for it. Maybe somebody can say I do have a clip where you can hear it, and this is so bad. Take a listen. Here you go, Carmen.
Was still there.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was even worse than that. And it was through the entire thing.
I wonder if you won a contest or something.
And the funny thing was they were showing the crowd and you see people like making faces like they just ate a lemon. They're like, what?
Really?
And then I went online and everyone was like, this is the worst. And they were talking about Carl Lewis when he sang it and just all these different people. Yeah, it really was unbelievable. And I feel bad. I can't sing. Listen, you put me out there, I'm not going to be able to do it. But also, I'm not going out there and doing it. You know what I mean?
Can I say this? That, you've heard me sing on karaoke before. I'll admit I am not a good singer.
Yeah.
I cannot sing. I have a deep voice, but I cannot sing at all. The Lightning, the Bucks, the Rays. Any one of you that asks me to sing the national anthem, I will do it on a whim.
Oh, yeah.
On a whim. You could ask me to sing it tomorrow, and I will go there and be like, yep.
I don't believe you.
100%. 100%.
I don't believe you.
If the Rays said, you can come on out here, and I don't even want to go to a Rays game, but if they said, you can come on out here and sing the national anthem, I would do it tomorrow.
Give me a little bit. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Already 1,000 times better than that, Carl.
I think that's
Already
fantastic. Mike.
And not even any practice.
But let me just point out, you may have started too low.
I did start. I couldn't get there. I was like, oh, God.
Because if you go up higher, that's going to be real high.
What,
The beginning's
so
the easy part.
proudly listen, I will be terrible, but I will do it in a second.
Hit me
on the
with a little
Rockets.
Twilight's Last Gleaming.
In the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. I'm 100% in. I'll even dress like Pavarotti.
Rockets red glare. That's what it really. That's the tough part.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about doing it now.
I mean, no stolen valor, but you should go out in a cop uniform.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty great.
Listen, I'm not like pursuing it. I don't. It is not a bucket list thing, but I would do it today. I'd be like, I sang the national anthem in a game. How many people can say that?
Well, Johnny B does that.
Johnny B did it well.
Yeah,
Johnny
yeah,
B
great,
can sing. I can't sing at all. I'd also play third if they asked me to.
I'm sure somebody who is listening knows that girl or knows how that came about. If you let us know, I just, like I said, I don't sing well, so I'm not going to. Like when they asked her, she should have said, "Oh no,
I can't do that.
I'm not doing that." Yeah, it was rough.
I can tell you, I can't find a video of it
Yeah.
anywhere.
I couldn't either. I just found that one clip.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that I could find.
There were moments that you sound like she could sing. I think she was crazy nervous.
I was bumbling with my phone to
Yeah.
try and get. I was like, "Oh yeah," and then it was over, and I was like, "Damn it!"
Don't you hate that you gotta record stuff on your phone to get it on there? Like that's how I gotta get my phone to get to the
Comes out
TV.
vertical.
I want to point out that not only did I not sing really bad right there, I know all the words.
Yeah.
Not even reading it. Just right off there.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Grandmother in Michigan was arrested last Thursday for doing what? What is a grandmother? Carmen, you're from Michigan. You have a grandmother, lives in Michigan. What would she get arrested for? What's something that might happen? You go, oh, okay, that's understandable.
I mean, not my grandma.
Maybe Mima.
No, not my grandma. But I would say maybe like shoplifting on accident.
Yeah, she
Carmen,
forgot.
your grandmother's a shoplifter?
No.
No, but
not at
think
all.
like a grandma, did something and she forgot. She put something underneath the cart and didn't pay for it. You go, oh, okay, grandma.
And a lot of it's like self-checkout now, so
Sure.
she just forgot to scan it or didn't
I thought I
scan.
heard it beep. I
Yeah.
didn't know. Yeah, that's understandable. What's
Yeah.
anything else? Anything else you can think of a grandma
I
getting
would say
arrested for?
DUI while the kids were in the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had a couple too many, I guess.
She's on pills.
Pulling a gun.
Oh, my back hurts.
Oh,
I like to put a little whiskey in my coffee.
Prostitution.
Jesus.
Scam. I was gonna say she drove through the front of a Dunkin' Donuts or something.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she's driving a Tesla and the accelerator got stuck down there. A grandmother in Michigan was arrested last Thursday after she helped her granddaughter beat up another student in an elementary school bathroom.
I like that too.
All right.
The grandmother held down the girl while the granddaughter punched her. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're withholding her name until it's prosecuted and done, whatever, because I was hoping to do a hot or not with this. But no idea who Gam Gam is.
Doesn't say how old she is.
No, it just says grandmother, which you're right, could be a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know how old she is, but yeah, that's been
I can see my mother rolling around with another student.
I'll hold her. You punch her. Deer are a lot more deadly than sharks. So when you fell out back and you saw all those deer out there, you should have been scared.
Laughing at them.
Yeah, you should have been scared. A lot more deadly than sharks, alligators, bears, and snakes combined.
Wow.
And the longest...
because accidents happen in relation to deers.
okay.
Yeah,
whether they hit cars or whatever.
There were 2 deaths in the U.S. by shark attack in 2023. Each year, deer encounters around 59,000 human injuries and 440 deaths.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of deaths from deer.
Watch out for those deer.
Yeah, but no, you got to think about it. It's not the deer like biting them, right?
No.
Car
It's
accident.
you doing dumb stuff while the deer are around.
Seeing a deer and going, "Ah!"
Shooting your friend because you thought he was a deer.
Yeah, exactly. A study looked at the most walkable cities in America for tourists. What do you think? Most walkable cities. I have the top one and the least. So
Nashville.
the most walkable Nashville, you think? No.
Most walkable has to be somewhere you could see stuff, and also it's not too
New
hot.
York.
I will tell you it is surprising. You say New York. No, not New York.
San Francisco.
But it is a big city, Carmen. I can tell you that. Not San Fran.
Oh, a big city, Phoenix.
No.
Is it in
San Diego.
Minnesota.
Most walkable city in America for tourists is Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got the mile and
Lakeshore Drive.
yeah,
all that
that's nice
stuff.
to see.
Least walkable in the U.S. Least walkable city for tourists in the U.S.
Least walkable, most traffic.
Miami.
No, but it is in Florida.
Yeah.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you can't walk Orlando.
Least walkable.
It's so funny is that when we went to Orlando for the first time when I was 10 years old, we went to Disney World for the first time, and I look back at it now. We stayed at a Howard. Was that
Howard Johnson.
Howard Johnson's.
Hojo.
We ate. My mother got us a hotel room that had a kitchen in it so that we could eat food inside there.
Is that the best as a kid? I loved it. I mean, we'd go to restaurants and do stuff too, but I loved staying in a hotel that had like a kitchenette and you would make sandwiches and do that. So that was the best.
Or pasta.
But the thing is that yes, when you're a kid, it's the best. And then we'd spend a day, like we went to Disney World one day and some the next day, and then we spent one day just at the pool. Like that's how much we loved it.
Yeah.
But I look back at it now and I realize it's because we were dirt poor. We
Sure.
didn't have, my mother had to get a hotel room with a kitchen because she couldn't afford to take us out to eat every night. But what I think about that now is when I'm in Orlando and I'm driving and I'm stuck in traffic or I'm at a light or whatever, and I see families walking with their like from a hotel to a stop where they could pick up a tram or a bus to get them to the thing to get them to Disney. I go, Jesus Christ, that's even 100 times worse than when I was a kid.
Listen, the worst is, Chad started coaching over at Chamberlain.
Yeah.
The kids there they have to take buses in the morning to get to AM workouts, and they have to, and like the bus schedule will drop them off at like 5:45.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they, you know what I mean? And
It's dedication though.
It's dedication. They have to do it, but like for them to make it there, they have to get up at 4 a.m. to take 2 to 3 different buses to then even walk a mile to get to the school to go to practice.
When I was a kid, we had to get up and take 2 buses and all that stuff too. But the differences is that we had options because we had a public transportation line. Here you don't. You have what you have is it. So that's why those kids. I mean, I can't understand as much as Tampa's grown since I moved here in 1989. How we don't have some sort of transit system to get people around, whether it be old people, kids. I mean, we have nothing. We have that a Heartline bus or whatever it is. Like, but other than that, we have nothing else to take people around. It's insane.
But think about that. So your mom's staying in the place that has a little kitchenette thing, whatever, and she'd made you peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or soup or whatever it was. That way, she didn't have to spend $25 on a pretzel later on.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's it.
Yeah.
That's smart. You know, she was able to take you and do that stuff. But yeah, you're not going to be able to go and get a $14 ice cream cone.
I used to love when we would stay at places like that. My mom would cook spaghetti, and it was just mountains of spaghetti.
I told you we used to go. My dad would rent a Winnebago. We'd get a Winnebago, and we'd go, or we would just go on a regular trip and stay in a hotel. Just like we'd go to Michigan and stay in a hotel, and then just hang out in the hotel.
Yeah.
We'd play in the arcade, and we'd swim in the pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what my parents were doing.
Yeah.
But that's why it's
Your
just
dad was on a mission.
I said my parents are swingers because we used to go with the O'Connells. We would drive to Pennsylvania and stay at the hotel. One day we'd go to Hershey Park, but then the rest of the time we'd just stay at the hotel and swim in the pool.
And it was the best.
And then one morning I woke up in the middle of the night and there were no parents around, and I think that they were doing it in the other room. But my father swears
all the keys were in a bowl.
My father swears. He says no, they were playing poker. They were playing cards. But I'm like, poker. Who's poking Mrs. O'Connell?
Poker.
What's going on?
We know what's going on.
Poker in the rear.
Today is Earth Day. Did you know that? Today's Earth Day. It is also National Jelly Bean Day.
Ew. Actually, I love jelly
Does
beans.
anybody have jelly beans any other time than Easter?
I do.
No,
Yeah?
I don't.
I mean,
My
they're
grandma sent
probably
me some for Christmas.
left over from Easter, but I have
My
them.
father-in-law loves jelly beans. Like any birthday, Christmas, anything, we always get him jelly bellies.
Jelly bellies.
I
Yeah.
love. We always have the jelly bellies.
Yeah.
But I don't consider that jelly beans,
What
even
do
though they
you-
are. Jelly beans are pink and purple and white.
The Brock.
and- yeah,
Brock
the Brock.
jelly beans.
Those
Gotcha.
are jelly beans. But we always have jelly bellies. in
Yeah,
this
they're
house.
so good.
One of my things I'm going to do upstairs is I'm going to have just individual jars of jelly bellies, but because they have one jelly belly that's butter popcorn. It's my favorite.
You're going to have them where you twist the thing and it comes out.
So
yeah,
cool.
that's it.
You know how hard
really
it is
good.
to find those containers?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
because they have them for cereal, but they don't have them for anything else.
Oh.
Those long tubes,
Yeah,
with little twisty
yeah.
things. Yeah,
That's cool.
They make them for cereal, but then it's a difference in the delivery.
I wonder, maybe one of the restaurant shops, whatever,
Probably.
would have the restaurant supply or something, whatever, will probably have them. Starting today, listen to this. Will this match up with your double Big Mac, or will it beat it, be better, worse? Starting today, McDonald's has a new Bacon Cajun Ranch McCrispy. So that's the chicken sandwich,
Too much.
but only for a limited
too
time. Yeah. I got to tell you, you throw
What?
Cajun on anything,
Yeah.
it's good. So it's a new Bacon Cajun Ranch McCrispy, only for a
I
limited
hope
time.
the guy when you pull up, they're like, "Hi, well, McDonald's, you like to try the bacon chicken?" There's no way they're gonna be able to. You like to try the bacon chicken?
I can't wait to try it today.
If you're mad that restaurants are going AI, it's because you didn't know how to talk on the thing. You can pull up now and it's like, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Would you like to use your card? If not, it's okay. Think about what you want. We'll get back to you in a second." Not, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. I can get you a bacon chicken."
But it's always that. It's hey, are you going to use your card? Blah, blah, blah. Think about it. We'll get to you in a second.
yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
The AI at Wendy's, it's
Yeah.
like, hi, welcome to Wendy's. We're happy
Hello,
you're
George.
here.
The
It's
one
good
at
to see you back
Checkers is
again.
weird.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like you have to answer that way?
No, yeah.
Can I have a number one with a large
Gio, what are you going to do when you pull up and it's like, "Hello, George. It's good to see you back here at Wendy's.
yeah.
However, we know you've been eating double McDonald's double burgers, and then we think it's kind of messed up."
It makes suggestions based on what you. I know, like McDonald's, I have the app.
And
And
he's like, "What? Like it looks at you? It
Yeah.
goes, hey, fatty. It looks like you might want to get 2 burgers."
Based on what you order.
McDonald's, I have the app, and when you pull up there and you give them the number, it says your name on the screen. It says "Welcome, George," and then it tells you what you ordered last time you were there.
Hello, Michael. We suggest a salad.
Yeah. No. Then those Boston Dynamic robots pop out of the ceiling
Yeah.
and they're like, "You will eat salad."
Don't worry, Gio. There's no garlic shrimp anywhere in this kitchen.
Yeah.
You would like a Frosty. Yes,
yes.
I would like a Frosty.
Thank you.
I got to tell you, leading up to this fight, Ryan Garcia, the boxer, everyone thought he was crazy. We didn't
is.
know what was going on.
The only
is
reason
crazy.
I knew who he was is because he's crazy.
Yeah.
Devin Haney has called on Ryan Garcia to grant him a rematch after he was sensationally beaten by his longtime rival. Garcia won.
I know,
He
yeah.
whipped his ass.
destroyed him.
He was the major underdog, too. Haney was dropped 3 times
Yeah.
before losing on the scorecards, with the loss being the first of his professional career due to Garcia not making the 140-pound weight limit, which, by the way, did anybody see Friday's weigh-in?
Where he slapped him?
No, he was 4 pounds overweight. prior to getting on the scale, he chugged a beer.
Yeah, he was drinking the beer. As he was on the scale, he was chugging the beer.
How did that work out for you?
Yeah.
He was unable to win the WBC super lightweight belt because he was overweight, but they still fought anyways. Haney is still champion. He's hoping to get the opportunity to settle the series with Garcia. He said, I'd love a rematch. I gave him a shot. It's only right he gives me a shot back, said Haney in the ring after the fight. He didn't make weight, so I'm still the champion. We can run it back.
He stunned him hard, man. When he knocked him in the first time, that guy was like, what the hell just happened to me?
Well, first time Haney had never been knocked out. Which was crazy.
It was a great fight. My wife stayed up and watched the whole fight with me. It was like over like 1 o'clock in the morning.
So I have 2 superpowers where I can wash my clothes, t-shirts and stuff, and then just go randomly grab hangers, and I pick exactly, almost to the exact
That's
how many
a pretty
hangers.
good superpower.
I mean, you like one over sometimes, one under, whatever.
pretty good.
But most of the time, exactly. It's wild. My other superpower is watching fights, falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep, waking up right in time for the main event. I do that so much.
I do all the time.
Main event wasn't until like 12:30 or something.
Yeah, it was supposed to go on. They were supposed to walk in at 11.
Yeah,
and
like,
it didn't start till like 12:30.
What's happening? And then okay, here we go. And then I get up and like kind of walk around a little bit. Yeah, but I got to tell you, contender for fight of the year.
Yeah,
I mean, it was really, really good.
That left hook he has, and he doesn't have to bring it. He just throws it from out here.
Yeah, it's just that
great.
little thing, man.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Have you seen him train his left hook?
No.
Oh, dude, I remember watching one of his videos. I think it was for like an hour straight. He just threw that left hook over and over.
The crazy thing about it is that Haney trained to block the left hook. It just did not work.
Yeah.
Did not work. Next month, you have a big fight, the heavyweight title fight for all them belts.
Yep.
So for the first time in a long time, I think maybe the first time with the 4 different belts, whatever, we'll have a unified champion is Tyson Fury takes on Usyk. Yeah, that's happening on May 18th. So
And
that'll be
Canelo fights too, doesn't he?
Canelo fights May 4th. I think he's always right around Cinco de Mayo. He loves to fight around there.
Yeah.
Which Canelo, listen, Canelo's great. He's unbelievable, but he is getting older.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's getting older. So we'll see
Tyson
what happens.
Fury, both those guys, just that fight that's coming up, they just look like 2 guys that wandered out from a bar fight.
I found the full version of National Anthem.
Shut up.
And I sent it to Carmen. She's got it.
Beautiful.
Do we know who she is?
No, I don't. It doesn't say who she is. No.
They really do not want you to find it. Seriously, they buried it.
Do you have it?
Yep.
Let me hear it.
So when it starts out, I thought nerves, but it goes on with it.
Spangled Banner, please welcome Brianna Ramirez.
Oops.
Okay.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
This is not it.
No.
This is not it. No, this is from 2023.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's not her.
It didn't sound that bad. It was bad.
Unless she sang it on multiple occasions, yeah, but
might
that,
have.
it wasn't. It was much worse than that.
Let's see.
Damn it.
Now this is posted. Yeah, this is what I found it on Reddit, and everybody's talking about it.
Oh, really?
And the clip is from the game yesterday.
That's what it says. All right, because I looked up her name and it came up 2023.
So maybe she is the one who sings it all the time for them.
I can't imagine.
Who is she
way.
banging?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
On the
right?
team.
All of them.
Gross.
Yeah,
Well, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It was awful.
Carmen.
It was.
It was.
So the one that I'm seeing is from 2023, from May 4th, 2023.
Maybe she's their person then.
No.
Hey, by the way, I want to put out there
It says featuring Florida Panthers anthem singer Brianna Ramirez.
Oh, boy. I'm also available for Oh Canada.
You know the words?
Oh, Canada, the country above us.
Nope.
We are your friends for now, but don't make us mad. Something like that.
Similar.
I like it.
A mix of first-timers and long-time hopefuls made the cut as the 2024 inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So there's different ones. They have the performer category and different stuff, whatever. But I will tell you, the newest Rock and Roll Hall inductees are Mary J. Blige,
Yep.
Cher.
Yep.
Dave Matthews Band.
Yep.
Foreigner.
Finally.
Boo, boo, boo. First time Foreigner. Peter Frampton.
Yep.
Kool and the Gang.
Yep.
Ozzy Osbourne. Shocker. Tribe Called Quest.
I think they feel the pressure to. I feel like they need the pressure to hurry up and put in bands they should have put in a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Right,
that's a good class, man.
Not in.
Oh yeah, who we got past?
Mariah Carey.
Come on.
Too young? Too soon?
Crazy. Crazy.
Well, but you got Cher and Mary J. Blige in there.
Listen, Cher and Mary J. Blige take a backseat to Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Well, as far as, listen, and I know this is not how they do it, but as far as her hits and her number ones and how many she sold and all that stuff, she blows them all away. It's unbelievable, but that's not what they look at. They do political, they do whatever.
But they're all, and also she's so pop and mainstream.
And how not Sade?
Sade not in there. Jane's Addiction. Lenny Kravitz.
Sade had one song.
No.
Name two.
I don't know the names of her songs.
That's it. That's the answer right there.
A bunch of hits.
But what I'm saying, she doesn't.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, you can't name more than one.
Yeah, but I'm 35.
You're in
36.
Sade's wheelhouse.
No, she's older.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Sade's wheelhouse. You're right. But Smooth Operator is our only hit.
No Ordinary Love.
No Ordinary Love.
Ordinary
Love. Okay, so that's two.
Yeah.
But
Great
but the thing is that that's not what they're. That's. Not, I mean, I also think that she is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's wheelhouse. Like and I think she's phenomenal. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. I just.
Yeah,
when I look at it, I go,
Obviously.
Ozzy. You look at Ozzy. Ozzy's changed the way music is done. You know what I mean? He's one of the most iconic rock and roll stars of all time. Same with Cher, even though Cher stinks.
Ozzy now in twice, once with Black Sabbath,
Right.
one solo. In addition to Musical Influence Award, we'll go to a trio of blues heroes: Alexis Corner, John Mayhall, and Big Mama Thornton. Jimmy Buffett will be honored posthumously with Musical Excellence Award, along with MC5, Dionne Warwick, and Norman Whitfield.
They want MC5 in there so bad. So bad.
That's right up the halls type. Yeah, for sure. Whatever. I got to tell you, the only reason I watched American Idol last night and I go, I know they're going to wait until the very end to announce it and stuff. I had my thing ready to go. Congratulations, Foreigner, all this stuff. And they announced it after like the third contestant. I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah, but they announced Foreigner, which I'm very happy for. So Mary J. Blige, Cher, Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy, and A Tribe Called Quest. That is a good group.
Yeah.
That's a good group for sure. I was very surprised by A Tribe Called Quest. Not that they don't deserve it, but
that they beat so many other people. They beat Mariah Carey. They beat whoever to get in.
Yeah, and speaking of naming songs, name a song. You know what I mean? Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
Name a song that was ever even on the radio.
Right.
You know, yeah. So good for them. They're in. Speaking of Hall of Famers, John Bon Jovi will be a guest mentor for the top 3 contestants on American Idol.
Guy can't sing.
Well, but he knows how to. You know, he can tell him. Jeff Van Gundy can't dunk, but he was a coach.
True, that's a good example, Gavin.
But they did their Hall of Fame where they did the different artists that were Hall of Famers and stuff last night. So then there will also be a tribute on next Monday's show for season 5 contestant Mandisa, who died last week. Did you see that?
But do we know how she died?
47. No, I don't think they've released it yet.
I don't know either, but I never heard the word Mandisa since American Idol. I remembered the name.
Yeah, I saw her on there, and whenever I saw the picture, I go, oh, yeah, I remember her on there, but I don't know whether she was successful outside of that.
No.
Or anything. I couldn't name one of her songs.
I think she was successful in gospel Christian music. Yeah.
Yes, because I did see Carmen, Carmen that I used to work with, who works at the religious station, posted that they were very good friends and they had just talked a couple
I think
weeks
she
ago.
was pretty big in that.
It says that she was found dead at her home in Franklin, Tennessee at the age of 47. Police department announced the following day they had opened an investigation into a cause of death. So.
She's got one of those names when you see her, you go, man, decent. That's not such a bad thing. Man, decent.
David Beckham is suing Mark Wahlberg in a handsome versus handsome suit. They're suing Mark Wahlberg and his fitness company, F45, saying they screwed him out of $10 million. Ooh. Beckham became a brand ambassador for the company back in 2021.
The thing I was thinking about is that I mean, we say $10 million, but Beckham laughs at $10 million.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I don't want to lose $10 million.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
But
for sure.
Principle of it, you know what I mean? Mark
It also
Wahlberg
sounds like it could be fixed with 2 phone calls.
right?
But it also, $10 million to David Beckham, who has millions of dollars. Later on in his life, something happens. He goes broke, and he goes, "If I had that $10 million, man, yeah, that would really help out right now." Wahlberg, always on TV talking about God and stuff, and then now I guess he has a plant-based ramen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is like high in protein and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, whether it's
I
going
don't
to be
trust
any good.
any of that stuff.
Plant-based,
All the studies that keep coming out about plant-based stuff are not.
You
good.
know what plant-based stuff you should eat? Salads.
Yeah, man.
eat plants. Eat that type of stuff, whatever stuff that grows in the
Vegetables.
ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
vegetables, that's fine, whatever. Yeah, but once they start manipulating stuff, it is wild.
And they say that Impossible Burger is not good for you at all.
No, that's terrible for you and your veins.
When they were talking about, because they have Impossible Whopper, that is worse for you than an actual Whopper.
Yeah.
This guy who's been on a diet, not cheated the whole time, would eat a plant-based ramen right now in a second. No, I'm just saying. Carmen,
Stayed strong through the weekend.
I did. Not
Hell
one
yeah.
McGriddle. Not one McGriddle. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
The worst was after we got off the boat on Saturday. My daughter goes, "Can we get ice cream?" And I go, "Sure." So we drove to that cone. You know how hard it is to pass 2 cones in the car. Here's
Did
your cone.
you do this where it accidentally slipped on your
I'm
hand?
sorry.
You gotta lick it.
No, I have not cheated one
Hell
time.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Wow,
you're doing,
thank you.
You're doing fantastic.
You're a good coach. Thank you, Carmen.
Welcome.
It's a good day for her. To catch her on a bad day, you're an idiot.
Fat idiot.
A woman who was stalking Harry Styles was sentenced to 14 months behind bars. She sent him 8,000 letters in less than a month.
Wow.
Dear
How?
Harry. Yeah, send. Dear Harry, this. I mean,
Did they say if they were handwritten? That's way creepier.
8,000 letters. Even if she was
Dear
typing
Harry.
them, it's still 8,000.
Handwritten is
in less than a month. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's
You're just sitting there writing letter after letter after letter.
I bet you let AI do it.
Or that.
Well, were they handwritten or typed?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. It says letters, so it doesn't say.
If they're handwritten, they got to lock her up for longer.
266 a day.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's too many.
That's a lot of. Hey, just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Love you, Harry.
Yeah, were they short ones?
Yeah. I just want you to know I love you.
Hi. Smiley face.
Bye.
Send it.
Miss you.
I love you. The best.
That is
Yeah,
a lot.
I bet you their emails. Why didn't you write me
okay.
back? Hey,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Oh,
Hey,
why didn't you write me
Still
back?
thinking about you. What's going on? I
And
sent you a
also,
message.
how does she have his email?
Yeah. Oh, you know.
Harry.styles@gmail.
100%,
Probably.
dude.
You never know. And then finally, news. Today is Earth Day. We said earlier. There are a ton of things that you could do, probably should do to help the planet. Some of the different ones they have is stop wasting leftovers. It'll actually save you money as well. Just make it a personal rule. If you buy food, eat it.
Yeah.
It also takes a lot of water and resources to grow all of those vegetables you buy and then let it rot and stuff. But listen, we've all done it. I'm gonna start eating healthy, and then you get all the healthy stuff, and then you're like, but Uber Eats is still right.
Yeah.
It's working.
Can we just stop throwing out all the food that's like a day later than the expiration date from Publix and all these restaurants? And
it
like
depends
use that
on what
for
it
something?
is. It depends on what it is.
Use that for something.
But
you know what I mean?
listen, the expiration date is a suggestion because
I
it may
agree.
go faster,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it may go longer, and it depends on what it is.
Yeah. Meats. What do you do?
Well,
with
and
meats?
and that's why they have different ones. They have used by, expire. They
Sell
have
by.
Packed on.
sell by, packed on. Yeah, so it is just a suggestion. It does not mean that it's bad.
Meats is the easiest one because you can open up a pack of meat, look at it, see if the color changed, see if it smells. If it did, it's going bad. It's not usually good.
And the good thing about meat is if you're like, oh man, I forgot to make that, make it. And then it stays longer. You know what I mean? Because if you cook it and then you do it, whatever, you're fine. Stop overusing napkins. How many do you need for one meal? Think about how many you need. Are you that bad at eating?
I need 100 napkins.
I use so many. I don't even use napkins. I use paper towels.
Listen, just me talking. Yeah, at dinner I use paper towels too. Just me talking makes my nose want to run. When I'm eating and chewing, it makes me want to run. Put a little spice in there. Oh my god!
It seems like nobody uses cloth napkins anymore at home. Everybody uses disposable.
I like
stuff
cloth
over.
napkins though. I feel fancy.
It depends on the napkin because I got to tell you, a lot of times, a lot of times at the restaurant, they're those kind of like silky ones, and they don't do anything.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
You're right.
I don't think it even absorbs water. Like
It's like you're wiping it back on yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It just beads off.
It's very weird. I don't know. And then they say reusable grocery bags. Stop telling the checkout person you forgot them at home again. Don't pretend like you really reuse those plastic bags you've got all balled up and stuff. It's not a hard habit to remember. Now, this is funny because I saw a thing yesterday about this, and that's why I wanted to bring this up. Reusable grocery bags, okay? Bring your goddamn bags in there because we don't want to give you plastic bags. But when you get a salad, it's in a plastic container.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you get sour cream, it's in a plastic container.
It's
When you get
ridiculous.
milk, it's in a plastic container.
Yeah.
Everything's plastic
But we suffer.
that you're selling us, but we can't use plastic bags to take it home. Get out of here.
In Colorado, when I was out there, they don't have them at the grocery store.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you do that, if you completely get rid of them and stuff, but also you're still selling all of that
Yeah.
stuff in plastic.
Yeah.
Sprouts charges you 10 cents per bag. But
bag?
I love Sprouts. Yeah, it's 10 cents. It's not a big deal, but I have
It
reusable.
is. Yeah, that's 10 cents for a bag that costs a half a cent to make.
Yeah.
But it's so you remember your reusable ones, and the bags that they give you are way better than the ones that you get at like Publix and stuff. They're like thicker, so you can actually reuse the bags that you buy.
I would love to go to the grocery store with my bags and a bunch of containers, glass containers, and just pour everything into the glass containers right there on the conveyor belt and go here, and then just hand them all the plastic containers and go, there you go.
So there are reusable stores that actually do that. You take your own containers and you fill them up and stuff.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's,
Not
it's
working for
absolutely
you.
obnoxious because all these companies just get together and they're like, hey, you know how we can get people to spend more money on bags? Pretend like we care about the environment, take them away, and then we can charge them 10 cents.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. I do have to interrupt this.
Why? What do you have?
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Sponsored by Farah and Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarahandFarah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
Cruise.
Yeah.
This hour's keyword is cruise. Head to the 1025 The Bone app now. Enter cruise before 15 minutes past the top of the hour, and you could win yourself $1,000 from Bone Bonus.
Good luck. Go get your money and buy us a pizza. Oh, speaking of pizza, well, I'll tell you after the break.
Who's
You had pizza?
Me.
Yeah, speaking of pizza, I think you were
if
just
you
thinking about
win,
it.
buy us a pizza.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you after the break, Carmen.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. That is it for news.
All right. I may have had a piece of pizza.
Well, that's cheating. You just said you didn't cheat.
You're right. I forgot about it. You're right.
Stolen valor.
There's more to it, though. I'll tell you when we come back.
You fell and it fell in your mouth?
Right down my throat. It's the Mike Calta Show. We'll be right back. It's 1025 The Bone. Just making sure we're on the same page.
So we were talking about the Florida Panthers Lightning game. Game 1, the Panthers won. We don't like that.
Right.
Game 2 is on Tuesday. You can listen right here on The Bone. But the big thing, the big takeaway was the national anthem, who I guess that's the girl who does their national anthem. Surprisingly.
Brianna Ramirez.
So Gio had found the full version, and I'm like, this can't be it because it's decent.
Wasn't so bad.
For the first half.
Right.
Second
Wasn't
half.
good, by the way.
Right. But second half is where the wheels really fall off. Carmen has it. If you can start at like 41 seconds, you'll really hear where I was like, whoa, what? What is going on? Take a listen.
We're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets roar, the bombs bursting in our proof through the line that our flag was still there.
What happened?
Oh, say does that star-spangled
Like she hits some of the notes really well, and then other notes you're like,
I would say she's in the
happened?
ballpark of a couple of the notes. There's too much on her voice, you know. But I'll tell you though, playoff hockey, there's nothing like it. I mean, you could just hear the excitement in the crowd. That's where you want to be. Hockey games are fun. Playoff hockey's fantastic.
Yeah, and then Spanish, do you know? They threw the rats out.
Yeah. Do I know what? That they threw the rats?
Do you know what it's for? Why they throw the
we
rats
talked
on the
about
ice?
this, right?
Huh?
But didn't we talk about this?
Aren't you a Florida Panthers fan?
I'm not a sports guy.
You're not a sports guy?
Yeah, no. I don't
But
know.
whenever we say, you're always like Panthers. Yeah.
Yeah, Pavel Bure. Niedermeyer from 20 years
I
ago.
think Pablo Burry's kid plays now.
Yeah.
They won and they threw the rats out there. Back in the day, there was probably your
Panthers?
guy. There was a rat in the locker room, and somebody took care of it with a stick, and then they went out and won. So now that's kind of a thing that they do for
Rat guts.
It would be great if. I can't say that.
What?
Well, I don't know. If it was like, hey, everybody went BJ instead, throw rats. At
Yeah.
Never anything great. Friday night, Joe.
Yes, Michael.
I went down to Janice.
Yeah.
For Benson Boone.
Yeah.
I have to tell you. So here's where the pizza thing comes in, Carmen. I left. I did not eat a thing the whole day.
On Friday.
And then we went down to the meet and greet for Benson Boone, and then afterwards we went to Joey Brooklyn's because my daughter wanted pizza. And I realized that after Joey Brooklyn's, we're going to the concert. This is it. We're not eating again. You know what I mean? So I had to eat something. So I ate a slice of pizza. I didn't eat the whole thing, but I did have a couple bites. And although it's not on my diet, it certainly could have been a lot worse, especially there.
Right.
So that's the truth. But let me just tell you about Joey Brooklyn's and what a great bunch of people they are over there.
The best.
So I went in there and I got the slices, and I asked for a Diet Coke, and they didn't have Fountain Coke. So I said, "Do you have a cup of ice?" And the guy was like, "No, but I'll get you one." I go, "No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal." I go to sit down. The guy brings me over. He had to go outside to another bar out back and get a cup of ice and brought it over to me. I was like, "That's customer service.
Sure,
Thank you. I appreciate that." Then it gets better. So Benson Boone goes on at 9:15. So we got there at 9:05, and it was packed. So we walked as far as we could, and it was kind of like on the side of the stage. You could see the stage just fine, but it was like on the side. And I was like, "We'll just stay here." And I go, "Can you see?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, this is perfect. This is me and my daughter." Then I realized I have to stand here for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm miserable. So then the guy from Joey Brooklyn's came out and he was like, "Can I get you anything?" I go, "I don't know. You got a chair?" And he goes, I was joking because I'm outside, you know. And he's like, "Yeah." And he went inside and got a bar stool. And I went, "You've got to be kidding me. This is going to make my whole..." And then the security was like, "Nope, can't have it."
Yeah.
Because I
might get rowdy and throw it at Benson.
I was kind of like in the back bar area, you know, like where we were standing.
Yeah.
It would have been fine. And he goes, "It's a fire hazard." And and I was like, "What if I sit back there? What if I go inside there?" And the guy was like, "I go, all right, it's cool." But I was like, how nice is that guy? Now he
Billy Ray's the best.
went and got me ice, then tried to get me a chair for the concert, and then towards the end of the night, and this is Carmen where it gets really hectic.
Okay.
Brought me and my daughter 2 pieces of cake out that his mother made. One chocolate and one like a rainbow.
You can't turn that down.
What's that?
You can't turn that down.
No, you can't.
I mean,
turn
you
it
have
down.
to eat it.
Yeah.
His mom made it.
Right?
I did not eat it.
Ma, he's not eating the cake.
My daughter ate it. She loved it.
Yeah.
A slap in their face.
I know. Poor
Yeah.
Billy Ray.
I'm telling you right now, I didn't leave it there. I took it with me.
Yeah.
Took it to the hotel. Juliana ate it, and we had a great time. I didn't touch it. I was very
Listen.
proud of myself.
Billy Ray has fed me so much. I owe him so much. There's been so many nights when I lived in St. Pete that I just be walking down the street and he'd
Yeah.
come out and be like, "Take this home, eat the pizza."
Oh, yeah.
And he probably saved me from,
I mean, think of
dire
how many people
hangovers.
where it is, right around the corner from Janice. How many people
Yeah.
have eaten there that have gone to concerts and stuff. So I get there at about 3:00 on Friday afternoon. I have to go meet Benson Boone before the show. I have to interview him. And the only reason I did request to interview him on the show. I feel like if he'd been on the show, it would have been a great interview.
Right.
So we get there, and at 3:00 in the afternoon, there is a line past Joey Brooklyn's of kids sitting on the ground waiting to get in this concert. I couldn't believe it. So we went upstairs at Janice, and it was me and Open Mouth Sally and Katie from FLZ, and we were up there waiting, and then I had to go in there and get my moments with Benson Boone. Now here I am interviewing this kid. We're 2 inches apart from each other. We're sitting on a couch next to each other, and I got the Zoom thing going back and forth. It was ridiculous. I don't even know that I asked him. The one thing that I was so intrigued with is that he bailed on American Idol, which he was happy to talk about. And he was cool, but
so how did that go down? Because I don't know the situation. Did he just leave the show, or
Yes.
he didn't even get like voted off? He just said, "Smell you later."
So he makes it to the show, and then makes it to Los Angeles. And then before he went to Los Angeles, he was like, "I'm out." And I said, "What?" I go, "To me, it was the best move ever because you realize that you have more potential than the show, and now you don't have to pay them for the rest of your life." And he smiled and was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Also, it had a lot to do with the fact that I didn't at the time write my own music." He's like, "I'm just on there singing their stuff," and he's like, "I didn't feel like I belonged there."
I was wondering, so that song that he has that is everywhere on social media and stuff, did he write that, or was that song? So he wrote that? Wow, so that's blown up for him.
So the guy from Imagine Dragons has his own record label.
Okay.
This is where it would have been a good interview if we would have got him on the show. I asked him some of this stuff. I had 7 minutes with him, The guy from Imagine Dragons
7 minutes in heaven.
Sees him and they sign him to that guy's label. That guy has his own label, and then he invites him over and writes with him. And the kid's like, "Now I'm writing my own stuff," and he came into his own there, and he started belting out these songs. Yeah, really good. And now the song is called "Beautiful Things." There's a lot of people, and people really love to say this. This should be embarrassing to you if you're my age or older, and you're like, "Benson Boone, I never heard of him." That's because you're old. It's not an insult. It's just don't be like you know everything. You don't know everything. Because so many people are like, "I don't even know who that is." It doesn't matter. You're not at the concert. There's plenty of people out there I don't know who they are.
So yeah, of course, there's always going to be people you don't know who they are. So whenever you said Benson Boone, I didn't know, and I had not heard that name. But then I heard the song, and I go, "Oh, I've definitely heard the song."
But also different if I go, "Hey, I'm going to see Benson Boone," and you go, "I don't know who that is." And I go, "Well, I'll tell you."
Right? Yeah. People are trying.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Well, he blew up on TikTok and Instagram. That's where he got his
like
following.
who's that other? Who's the Golden Hour? Who is that?
Jake.
Just Jake?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go, "When did you know you were heating up on TikTok?" And he was like, and I go, "Oh, like what do you get? How many likes and stuff before you go, this is getting pretty fire?" And he goes, "You can kind of feel it." I go, "Like last week, I fell in my backyard and I put it up on TikTok, and I got like 1.7 million views. I'm almost there, right?" And he started laughing. He blew up on TikTok, and same way Beeper blew up on YouTube.
A lot of artists now. That's because that's what people put their songs in social media. They make videos, and then that's how the kids discover these new artists.
Yeah, and it's sad because you can go the record company route, and then they own you. They own everything. Then the idea was since radio really wasn't playing a lot of, it was like get your song in a TV commercial. That was the way to do it.
Yeah.
Now, if you can get it to hit on social media, that's where it's at.
I know you're sick of him, but an artist that's really good at putting on new artists like that, Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
By the way,
takes them on tour with them. I know you're joking, but
I joke about the Jelly Roll thing same way I do about Titus. I mean, but that's the thing. If you're a new guy and you got some quick fame, you want to help other people.
Yeah, but he takes a lot of artists that he finds on social media. He takes them on tour with them, let them open. He'll do a collaboration with them, so he's on their songs, so then they blow up.
Yeah, keeps him relevant.
Right, but he does that a lot. He's put on a lot of new artists in the last couple of years.
So this guy has a song called "Beautiful Things." Is Benson Boone. It's a really good song. It's a nice song, and it's he shows you how talented he is. And he could really sing. He said he was doing stuff with his voice he didn't know he could do. So of course it's a big hit, and they close the show with it. And I'm in the venue, so I could hear everybody singing, the crowd singing, and it was pretty amazing. There's no better feeling in the world than to write a song and see how many people are affected by it. This kid's going from city to city, and everybody in that city is singing his song back to him. That's got to be a great feeling.
Mike knows because he wrote the song that we played before Bobby Kelly's special.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, Pete and I wrote it together.
Yeah.
But then my wife sends me a video. She's got a friend who lives in St. Pete in a high-rise that overlooks Janus.
Cool, yeah.
And they shot video of Beautiful Things from the thing, and the people, it was just the people singing the lyrics, no music, all the way up there. It was amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
So although my back and feet don't feel the same love that my brain does, it actually wasn't such a bad experience. My daughter did have the set list, and I was just counting off the songs. I'm like, 4. 3 to go, 2 to go. And then the minute that last one was over, I'm like, I don't care. There's an encore. We're out. We were bolted out of there with our cake.
Did she think that you were cool because you were able to walk past all the kids on the sidewalk and go upstairs and meet Benson Boone? Did that resonate with her? How not every kid is doing
this
that?
How it's supposed to be?
Or is this what it just happens?
That's more like it. Yeah.
Like, doesn't every person get to just walk in and meet him?
Well, the best is we were sitting on the couch before he came in, and she was sitting facing the hall, and I had a wall behind my back, and she's just sitting there like just waiting on it, and all of a sudden I see her face, her eyes go up, and she waves. He walked down the hall and saw her, and he waved to her, so she waved back. So she was like, oh boy. Yeah, no, Jill, there was no, you're the best dad in the world.
Nothing.
No, she did not crack. Yeah, she's in that. She just thinks that's how it is. She's ever since she's been born, that's what happens. I mean, think about it. I mean, Ralphie used to live at her house. Bert just walking around shirtless in the house. These kids don't know anything different. Like, people are like, oh, that Bert's the funniest guy ever. Joey's like, he's been in my house since I was 2 years old.
You're going to tell her, remember the kids on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That could be you.
Oh, don't think I didn't. Don't think I didn't use it to my advantage. Yeah. Oh, how I made her call me greatest dad in the whole world every time she addressed me. She'd be like, hey, I go, and she'd go, greatest dad in the whole world. Can we get a drink? Yeah, I would shoved it right in her face. The whole weekend I was like, remember that one time where I took you to meet Benson Boone and then you watched his concert from the side of the stage?
Yeah.
I guess it was yesterday. I go, okay, just want to make sure you remember. Just yesterday she was like, Dad, I'm bored. And I go, oh, why don't we go out on a boat? Oh, we did that yesterday. Why don't we go see Benson? Oh, we did that on Friday. Maybe take a day. Maybe today you just sit there and relax a little bit.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't have any desire to go to any kids concerts for the rest of my life, though.
Yeah, and a kid concerts, I could see that could be a little, weird.
I shouldn't say kid, but just not for me. Like my wife, I refused to go see Wu-Tang with her when Wu-Tang
Oh, that would be a good show.
You know what her next show is, though, that I don't want to go. I already did it one time.
Oh, I think I know. I saw an ad for it. Is it New Kids on the Block coming to the amphitheater?
Yeah.
Woof.
It's the amphitheater. Yeah, I'm not going to stand outside for that garbage.
I'm going to see Ocean Alley in June, and then I'm probably going to see Lawrence in September.
What is Ocean Alley?
Ocean Alley is a band. They're like a rock band. I guess not really rock.
Doesn't sound rock band.
Yeah, their song "Confidence" was real big on Instagram and TikTok.
Is it part of your sad weirdo thing?
No,
I got confidence.
No. But we'll integrate it. That's a good idea.
I'm a sad weirdo, and I got some confidence. This is a rock band?
Yeah. Well, it picks up. Yeah. They're good. I can't wait to see them.
It's funny if Gio would introduce it to me, I'd be like, oh,
yeah.
That's
cool baseline. There's another band called Busty and the Bass that I really like.
Busty and the Bass, you say?
Yeah, the song "The Real" is my favorite song.
Busty and the Bass. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Slap of the bass.
Slap of the bass. The Real, I think, is.
It doesn't tell you how many songs Busty and the Bass has, which means they probably haven't played it a lot. I love a horn.
Yeah. And there's another band called Ripe that Joe loves.
Ripe.
The name Ripe.
Oh.
Scumbag.
There we go. What's this up top?
Busty and the Bass. Busty and the Bass.
This week, if you want to go over to Hard Rock, you can see Saxon and Uriah Heep playing together. But then, of course, Hart and Cheap Trick going to be at the.
That sounds like an MMA fight. Saxon versus Uriah Heep. Who else? Cheap Trick.
Cheap Trick and Hart Friday. I'll be at that one. I'm not going to go see Saxon.
I don't even know what Saxon is.
Saxon's an old British metal band.
I know, but do I know that?
No, probably not. Like what Princess in the Dark or whatever is their big hit. Or their big
And where are they?
They're over at Hard Rock.
Really?
Yeah. With Uriah Heep. Yeah, together.
What is he singing about? She used to be an iron horse years ago. She used to bring the mail to me through the ice and snow. Hello, Newman. What is he bringing about? What's the other one? Uriah Heep?
Yeah, Uriah Heep.
That doesn't sound like it's a good band.
Uriah Heep?
Yeah. I know the name, but I don't know the song. It's just, it's a heap of Uriah. This is awful. I'd rather go see Benson in the Bass. What's his name?
Busty in the Bass.
Busty in the Bass.
Busty in the Bass. Yeah.
Busty in the Bass.
And then Spanish brought up Lawrence. I turned him onto that band,
Lawrence,
which is
I like.
great. Have you heard their new song?
I don't know.
Goodbye to the Man I Used to Be is really good. It's so like it's so funny because if you play it like the beginning, it sounds like it has the Full House drum fill in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. But they're such a good band. It's a brother and sister that both sing, and they both sing really well.
What's the name of the song?
Goodbye to the Man I Used to Be. I think it is.
Yeah. Guy I Used to Be.
Guy I Used to Be.
Oh, that's a big difference. There you go.
Tell me this isn't Full House. Listen when the drums come in.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'd love to say hi to Mr. Senator Rubio and Mr. Governor DeSantis.
Yep. Mr. Rubio, Mr. DeSantis. What's this Magnifico wants to say hi?
This is Magnifico, Chris. Yeah.
I know who you are, lady. I missed you. Where you at?
God bless you. And I'm going to be moving from Spring Hill back to Tampa.
Can't wait. Which now, when you say moving, you mean transported with one of those Hannibal Lecter things on your face?
There were trucks and my bags and my cabinets and my refrigerator.
Hey, have you ever heard of Busty in the Bass?
But anyways, talking about Magnifico Pizza, you ever have that from Marco's Restaurant? I got a Marco's Restaurant right here in Spring Hill, right up on 19.
I've never had the Magnifico slice. But can you?
I've heard people talk a lot about Magnifico Pizza, and I'm going to try it.
Well, let me ask you.
Tried it
All
yet.
right, Magnifico.
I did have Italian lasagna there at Marco's. I had Italian lasagna. And
Where are you going when they come back to Tampa? That's what I want to know. Where are they putting you when you come to Tampa?
I'm moving to Tampa. Where I'm going to. Right now, I talked to the lady twice. She came yesterday too. She's going to come a third time to get the paperwork.
You're like moving in your own place?
I might if I get a Section 8.
Yeah, you realize that's probably not going to happen. You're still.
People I said hi to.
You're still a little cuckoo.
I'm going to move to the old place I lived at, the Heritage.
All right, I have 3 questions here for the paperwork.
Not the Heritage that the Fort Knox is.
What are you listening to in the background? You got the radio on there?
The City Mall and the bank and.
She doesn't need us.
Are you
a gas station? I can go play lottery again.
Can you hear me? Magnifico? Magnifico?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Who is the current Vice President of the United States?
The Vice President is the lady.
Who?
It's the lady. What's her name?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Yes, it's a lady.
It's one of the questions here, whether or not we can approve your application.
We will accept it's a lady.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lady, though. I know that.
All right. What about the governor of the great state of Florida?
Governor DeSantis. I know that by heart. I know his address by heart. I'm going to go visit them.
You should. You should. Yes.
Before the end of the year, I'm going to bring him some Magnifico restaurant and the Del Magnifico wine by Rufino.
Dial it in. There you go. All right, Magnifico. We got to go. We're due back on the planet Earth now.
And a sip of that wine myself.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah. Plans ahead. Yeah. God bless you.
All right. Ciao for now.
For the love of my granddaughter. I called them earlier this morning.
Dominus for biscuits. All right. We got to go. See you later.
All right, sweetie. All right. Thank you. God bless.
All right. God bless. Dominus for biscuits, sideways nostrils.
She's going to take DeSantis a Magnifico Pizza.
Oh, man. And wine.
Yeah.
And wine.
Sounds
She
like
already
a threat.
called him this morning.
I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
It's my life.
She's very thoughtful.
What
Very
happened?
thoughtful person.
To what?
To her.
Oh, we know what happened to her. It's a little, it's sadder than some of the other ones they call us. She had a son.
Wasn't her son?
Her son died, and she went crazy.
Yeah.
After her son passed away.
Yeah.
Either that, or she might have killed him. I don't really know what the deal is there.
How old was her son?
I don't know. Conflicting stories. When she was married to Jesus,
right?
Yeah, it happened after that. I think. I don't really know. She says so many weird things. It's hard to decipher. But
Right.
I think that was the catalyst that made her a little bit cuckoo. I did find an old picture of Tongueless Brett today with the tongue out, but we don't know that he's dead. We're assuming.
I mean,
and then we don't know what happened to Crazy Patty.
Crazy Patty, I think,
or Dum Dum Lori.
Dum Dum Lori is probably running for Senate right now. Tongueless Brett is dead because last time we heard from him, it sounded like he had an iron lung in the background.
Yeah, but you would thought somebody, because they had caretakers that would call us and stuff. You would think somebody would let us know.
I don't think they can legally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they never did it legally. They would call me. Somebody called me up one time. They're like, "Hey, just a heads up, tongueless Brett's not going to make it. If you want to, like, if I want to what? If I want to come down there and say goodbye? You got to be kidding me."
I remember you called. He was coughing and he couldn't really speak very.
No, he couldn't speak well.
He was having a more difficult time speaking.
Yeah,
like he was coughing and stuff.
Yeah, and in the background,
sounded really bad.
You heard.
Yeah, no, he was watching Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that was his whatever weird machine they had him hooked up to.
I don't know what the situation was, but
it was in the pandemic. It was around that time.
All I know is I'm glad that one year for Halloween I got to take him around in a wheelchair and try to scare children.
You know what? I'm going to put a picture of him up on Instagram because a lot of people never got to see him.
Yeah.
They've heard of him, but this is it, and this is the picture of him with the tongue and everything.
I told you the one time I was over in St. Pete, I was driving and I was like, "Ooh, look at this guy." I saw a guy just shuffling, like going along, whatever. And as I drove by, I looked and it was tongueless Brett, and I was like,
I mean, do we know his last name, right?
Yeah, Brett.
Because you probably find an obituary if
We used to have a guy that used to call us up called Drain. He used to call himself Drain Bramage.
Oh no!
Because he had legitimate brain damage because cops beat him up.
Oh.
He was a big drug dealer in like north of Pasco, and cops beat him up one time, and his head was like dented, and this is Drain Bramage, and he laughed and all that, but he was mentally, he was okay. He couldn't communicate it well.
Sucks.
No, he was a bad person.
Oh.
He was a bad person. And he was in a wheelchair and he was all cripped up, so he couldn't get around by himself. So we always had handlers and stuff. So eventually he meets a girl that nobody knows, and he lives in a mansion. Like, he lives in a nice big place. He's got a ton of money from this lawsuit. He got millions of dollars. Marries this girl, and then dies because the house catches fire. He dies in the fire. She lives. Gets all the money.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Some cartel stuff right there. Yeah.
Woo.
All right. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to put the picture of Tongueless Brett up on our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show, so you can go take a look. And actually, if any of you are like, I always wonder what these people look like, I've got a picture of Magnifico too. I'll never forget one time when we lived in my old house. It was a long time ago. My wife came inside and she goes, "Can I ask you a question?" And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "What is this?" And it was a picture of a woman in a lingerie, and she found it in my top drawer, like my underwear drawer. And I started laughing. I go, "That's Magnifico. She sent those to me in the mail." And she's like, "Well, that doesn't make it any better." I go, "It does if you know Magnifico." I go, "I can't throw it away. We're going to need it for something one day."
Like, she's married to Jesus. It's all good.
Right. I got the proof here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. There you go.
A Parsec reference.
I love a
love
Parsec.
that.
I love a good Parsec reference. People thought, well, forget it. Parsec.
Can I say, has anyone seen the new like Star Trek commercial for their new show?
No.
Oh, I saw it on Hulu or something.
It's a new Star Trek show?
I think so. That's what the commercial looked like.
Can you read that line again where they drop the parsec thing? How do they use that?
The shop is slinging freedom in less than 12 parsecs.
That doesn't make any sense, because parsec is a measure of distance, not time.
That's what I was going to say, and that's...
Well, Han Solo made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Right, because they use it wrong in there as well. In Star Wars, they do it, but it's a measure of distance, not a measure of time.
Hey, Siri.
I thought it was time.
No, it's distance.
Not you. Sorry, the other bitch. Alexa, what is a parsec?
Distance,
yeah. But they used it wrong in Star Wars too. Okay,
you guys question me.
Alexa, stop. No, I wasn't questioning you. You're talking to a guy who doesn't know what weekend this is.
That's true. And
Siri, you stop too. I said not that bitch. The other bitch, and Siri said I don't respond to that.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
And Paramount Plus does have a new Star Trek Starfleet Academy in production.
Oh.
So I did see it. It is real, and it looked interesting. I've never seen Star Trek or Star Wars.
You've never seen any of the Star Wars movies?
No.
I can't even say whether you like it or not.
I would
You
not.
wouldn't like the first three.
Listen, I've tried. It's not
I feel like you have to pay attention too much for Carmen to.
Yeah.
It's just no. It's so old.
You like it. It's about a kid with no father.
I have a father.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Geo.
Well, I can tell you.
You are just all confused.
I do love Star Wars for that reason.
Yeah. His father also keeps people trapped in a basement.
Not my dad.
Well,
That's what he thought it wasn't his father. Then he found out it was his father.
Yeah.
Not my
And he
father.
said,
What if you find out that guy was your father?
We know it's
You're
not.
Carmen Skywalker.
My dad is alive. That guy went to jail and killed himself. Not my dad.
I'm sorry your dad killed himself.
It's not. That did not happen. My dad
That's
is
sad.
still alive and well, very healthy.
he didn't try to cut off your hand, did he?
He did not.
Carmen, definitely a Sith.
Oh yeah.
Sith Lord.
I don't know what that means, but I know you're insulting me.
No, that's actually good.
Yeah.
Well, it's not good.
Sure it is.
I mean, to be a Sith Lord,
Darth Maul was
it's-
badass.
Actually, the definition of it is
lord?
bad.
Yeah.
is bad, not good.
But as far as your abilities,
Yeah, your abilities are high, but you're a bad person.
It would have been insulting, Carmen, if he would have said you were one of the Huts. That would have been bad. Yeah.
You don't want to be a Hut.
Yeah,
that
you don't
would
want to
be
be a
an
Hut.
insult.
I've been
yeah.
called a Hut before.
Yeah, Pizza the Hut. Yeah.
Ooh, I love Pizza Hut.
Anything the Hut is bad.
Anything. It's just horrendous. In the
It's
Star
like
Wars.
like whenever there's a caper, they always say it's the gate, like Watergate,
Right,
or whatever.
right,
and if
yeah.
you're fat, you're a Hut.
and if there's a big concert and stuff, it's a palooza.
A palooza, yeah. That's true. That's true.
And if you're from the 50s and you're a loser, you're a palooka.
Oh, I don't like it.
If you have a big concert with a bunch of losers from the 50s, it's a palooka palooza. I watched the Alex Jones documentary. Has anyone seen that?
No,
I saw that it was on. I did not watch it though.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good because it shows you what a genius Alex Jones is, to be honest with you. Alex Jones knows who his audience is. He plays to his audience. He, in a way, that's a huge insult because he knows most of the people that listen to his show are idiots and he plays to their idiot beliefs. Now, I am a guy who loves conspiracy theories, and I am a guy who for a second went, I don't know. I mean, some of the things you're saying about Sandy Hook seems a little bit off. Why are there so many actors? Why was there no trauma helicopters? I mean, there's a lot of things in it that makes you go, Now, if you're Alex Jones's audience and you're thriving and living on questions like that, and he is perpetuating that every day, that's where the problem is, because you never take a step back and go, wait a second, let me look over here. You just go ahead with what he says.
But it's not his fault that you can't decipher the information yourself.
Well, part of it is because if I'm a guy who is delivering news to you every day, and for 10 years I've been hammering a certain view of my news to you, knowing full well that is not true.
So you're saying CNN?
But yeah. I mean, the thing is, Carmen, though, is that you have to know it's not true.
Right,
And to
but
perpetuate that it is true for 10 years and, bringing out the worst things to say of these people at the worst time of their lives.
But again, you'd have to know that it's not true. These were just his impression of what happened. He was
Right.
not saying, this is fact, this is in the papers.
But a lot of the
this is-
stuff he did say like that. And a lot of the things that he did present it as if it was fact. I mean, I watched the whole documentary.
Right, but Fox and CNN does the same exact thing, and then they just retract the story when they're like, "Oh, we made a mistake. Our bad."
They
He never
literally
does that.
sit there and present it as fact too.
Right.
But they do the same thing, and they don't ever get sued, and they're not held accountable.
But here's the
and
thing.
he's not the one that made them write letters to those families.
He was sued and found accountable, and he is in the hundreds of millions of dollars in debt as a result of it. Fox is going to bring you the facts of a situation and then skew it with their opinion. He was not bringing you the fact. What do you mean?
What's her name with the glasses? Literally sat there and said that if you get
Mad Al?
if you get the vaccine, you cannot spread COVID, and you will not get COVID.
And
she said it as a fact.
And the wrong thing there was with
All
her.
of that.
But the wrong thing is that she's being told that from the government, from medical directors. It's not like she just made that up.
I know, but they're supposed to be journalists. They're supposed to find out the truth.
But
they're supposed to do
a
that.
doctor is telling you based on their research.
But other doctors were telling that it was not true.
Well, but that's the thing. And
They just
choose
decided
to go with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time.
But here's the thing with here's the interesting about Alex Jones is Alex Jones is a crazy person. And he even says, I think he admits that he's, a weirdo and crazy, whatever. But he has said so many things that turn out to be true that you're like...
That it gives you a moment to go.
That you're like, this can't be true. And then it turns out to be true. And you're like, Alex Jones said this like 8 months ago. And everyone went, what is he talking about?
Yeah. Listen, you see a school shooting and you're like, this is awful. This is tragic. Then you watch this documentary and you realize that all of those questions Alex Jones was answering were easily answered. For instance, all this stuff happens. Why were there no trauma helicopters? Do you anybody want to guess why?
Couldn't land in the area?
No.
There was none available.
There's no need. They were all dead. The shooter put all the kids in one room and then shot them up while they were in the one room. They were all dead. There was no need for a trauma helicopter. By the time all this went down, they had got there and confirmed that they were dead. Sad, but true.
Metallica.
What's that?
Metallica. Sad, but true.
Oh, and then there were some other questions that they had. Yes, it was a trauma helicopter. What else was it? Was some
anything about the photos or why there wasn't any photos of anything?
Actors.
Yeah, and the actors.
Why multiple?
So there weren't actors. There were one of the things that they showed was the guy who was like smiling, and then when it was time to talk, he got the sad face. The guy's like, yeah, I'm trying to do anything I can not to burst out crying at all times. And when I'm talking to people, I'm like, and he's like, but I just want to be crying all the time. He's like, so when I turn my head away, he's like, I also had this relationship with my kid where I felt like a failure as a parent before she died. Now she's dead. I feel like, and like just pulling, and then there's these parents in there, and they're like, I held my son in my arms with a bullet hole in his head. And this buffoon is on the radio talking about how this kid never died, never existed, never did this. He's like, I want to kill him. And I really felt awful, but I watched this whole thing, and the way they pinned it was that Alex Jones InfoWars is nothing more than an infomercial, because he'll do this and tell you all this, and then he'll go, this is why you got to go to Infowars.com and buy this stuff here. And then,
silver or whatever.
Right. And he's like, the top of it. And then they would bring him in, and they would put him on the stand, and they would ask him questions, and he would be a buffoon in this because he knew he's got to stay in character. He's got to be the guy that he always is. My favorite though is one time the judge was during the case, he's going on the radio during the case and saying how it's all a lie, they're all actors, and the judge is fake. And he got up there and he was like, yeah, he's like, I believe that you were picked to be here. She was incredibly mean to him. He walked in and she's like, Mr. Jones, there's no gum chewing in this courtroom or food eating. He's like, I'm not chewing gum. And she's like, well, you have something in your mouth. He goes, yeah, I had a tooth pulled a couple of weeks ago and I had gauze stuffed in there. And he's like, do you want to see it? And he opened his mouth. He goes, no, I don't need to see it. He goes, no, look at it. I want you to look at it. Like he just is never not Alex Jones. Anyway, I don't listen to his show. I watch some clips sometimes on YouTube because I find them interesting and I love the way he yells and screams and huffs and puffs and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he lost all of the lawsuits and owes hundreds of millions of dollars that they'll never be able to collect because he claims he's broke and he has no money. But the other thing is that I still believe he has every right to say whatever he wants about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
100%.
saying. I don't know how they found him guilty
because what they did
all
was
the charges.
They
That's
said
insane
that
to me.
he was perpetuating and the things he was doing it to cause damage to the families and to the people who lost kids. And the truth is, he was.
Because people were harassing the families.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
They were
exactly.
They were.
That's the
they were
thing.
threatening to dig up the graves because they said nobody was buried there.
Yeah,
and they were vandalizing the children's
but
graves.
that's not his fault. Exactly.
Yeah, I think all Alex Jones really needed was the voice guy to say these are his opinions and some of them may not be true and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And just do that because people are too dumb. Those are the same people that run out of the movie theater saying aliens are coming at us.
But if he's saying there's nobody buried in that grave, and then the listeners say, "Well, let's go dig it up."
Yeah, but that's
But that's on the listener.
Yeah,
The listener is crazy.
Apparently, a court said otherwise.
I know, but
Yeah,
but
I
it's
don't agree with the
because
court.
you're dealing with dead kids.
Right.
And if you weren't, he would have walked away the victor in that for sure.
None of us also sat on the jury and listened to all the facts of the case. We're just grabbing bits and pieces we read online. And stuff.
No, watching the documentary, they break it up pretty good about what he said. They show the clips of what he said. Then there was a lot of things he lied about where they were like, he's on the stand and he said, I never said that babies weren't killed. And and then they cut over to him like 10 different occasions where he was like, nobody was killed. There was no babies killed. He lied a lot and he said a lot of bad things. But
did he lie or does he just not remember every single
Carmen, that's the main point of the whole conversation was him saying that nobody was killed.
I'm pretty sure he admitted in court that he made it up. Yeah. A lot of the stuff he was saying, I made that up. It wasn't true.
But again, do you remember everything that you say during this 4 hours? Could you go to court and recall everything that you just said today?
No, but if you ask me something as preposterous as that, I'm going to remember. If you said to me, I don't know, I can't remember something from...
That's one incident, but I'm saying...
Right, but if I'm on the air for 10 years saying that no babies died during that thing, and then all of a sudden they asked me, and I was like, I never said that. Yeah, 10 years of saying it. That's just a liar.
Yeah, I don't know.
But still, with all said and done, I still don't think that he should have been found guilty. I mean, we have the right to have free speech and to say what we want and our opinions of things, whether they're true or not. And you can't blame him for the idiots who listen to his show and the idiots who follow everything that he says.
We had the right to say whatever we wanted,
right?
And
not
we do not anymore.
No, especially you.
Yeah. Wait.
Another documentary.
It's worth watching, by the way.
Is it really? Yeah.
Another documentary that just came out is The Jinx Part 2.
I know that came out last night, right?
Which is Robert Durst, and remember Robert Durst, who was the
mic. He had the mic in the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, what am I going to say? I killed them all. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. So this goes back and kind of fills in some of the blanks. And there is a sit down interview with him that he initiates that he wants to do. I got to tell you, it's not as interesting as the first one. I only watched a couple episodes, so I can't give you my whole thing on it, but I'll watch it. But the first one was so good. You try and do it's like making a murderer.
Isn't there something in here? I don't know. I saw a preview for it, and they showed like there was almost like another little twist.
I'm sure that there is, but I'm saying so far it's not as interesting. It's kind of like, all right, I know that. I watched the first one, but I'll see. I'll watch it and check it out. He's just such a weird dude. So one of the, this is one of those ones you want to get caught. He had murdered somebody. He was pretending to be an old mute woman that lived in, and then he murdered the person next door and sawed him up and threw him in the water and all this stuff. Yeah. And then he goes on the lam because they figure out, it can't be this lady, but there's a guy that visits her and it's probably this guy, and they find out who he is. He goes to a grocery store and steals a sandwich. Now, he's part of one of the richest real estate families in New York. At the time that he stole the sandwich, he had over $500 cash on him in his pocket.
Yeah.
In his car, he had $38,000 in his car, and he stole a sandwich. He just wanted to get caught.
He wanted.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a weirdo.
But guilty conscience.
It's funny. Yeah. I say that he wanted to get caught, but one of the detectives made a good point. He goes, "I don't even think it was he wanted to get caught. I think this guy went through his whole life doing whatever he wanted to do.
Right, he just felt entitled. He could just take whatever he wants.
Just thought he could just go in there and take a sandwich and leave.
And he probably honestly never paid for anything.
Right,
think about a lot of those people don't go grocery shopping for themselves. They don't know.
Well, they said whenever they got him, I forget what the amount was. I want to say $250,000, maybe $500,000, but that was what his bail was set at. And they said you're being charged with first-degree murder. Your bail is set at $250,000. And he said to the guy, he goes, "Well, what do I do?" And he goes, "Well, do you have $250,000?" And he goes, "Not on me." Mm-hmm. And he goes, "And nobody's ever said that to me." But he made a phone call and had the money, was ready to go. Yeah, it's wild.
All right, we got to take a break. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Mike Calta Show, hello.
They're turning the frogs gay.
That's Alex
Jones.
Yeah, that's Alex Jones thing.
That was great.
Yeah.
I just thought it said St. Pete. I thought maybe Tongueless Brett was alive.
Maybe the greatest video ever is Alex Jones chasing that guy down that flips him off or does whatever, and he goes, "Hey, get back here!" And he's running across the street. It's hilarious.
The best is if you look at his face while he's talking, he looks like Brian Kelly from Sales. I mean, they have the same face. He looks like somebody pumped Brian Kelly up too much with hair. Isn't that funny? All right, we got to take a break. Ian Beckles will join us next. The Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
I had
Dennis
different
Snyder.
factions of friends.
Yeah, me too. But I didn't mix with these people very well. I was like a little nerd, and I wasn't really a nerd. Nerds are smart. I was just like a little. I don't want to say the word, but I can't say it.
Fanooch?
Yeah, I was like a little faggy kid. I'm being honest. I'm talking about myself, so I could say it. I guess
whatever you want.
Yeah, because I had no confidence. I was a little fat kid. You know what I mean? Charlie dressed bad. We were real poor, and the rocker chicks were the hot ones. You know, hanging out with all the rocker dudes. And
I don't know a lot of 16-year-old kids in general that had confidence.
Oh, I'm talking about like 11 years old, but yeah, 16, I was pretty solid.
You were confident at 16? Really?
Once I got into high school, I was like, I got this.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't the most popular kid by any means, but I mixed in with all the groups, you know.
I was not.
You were not confident?
No.
No, I mean, like, not when it came to chicks. Like, I could roll it and try, but I didn't have much success.
I was trying, yeah.
Ian, you have any older brothers or no?
I grew up an only child, but I have a half brother.
Oh, okay.
I have a half brother.
See, I had 3 older brothers, so that helped me out a lot.
Sure.
Like music, girls, all that different stuff. I kind of
I had no brothers, and I had no father at the time. Like, my dad wasn't around, so
I'm the same way.
Yeah, so I had nothing to be cool. I was looking at my mother, who was cool, but not that cool. You don't want to look like your mom. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And I was wearing mom jeans.
Yeah.
And
your mom's dressing you.
Yeah, it
I had
was
a lot
not
of that
good.
too. I used to cry. My mother would buy me shoes.
Yeah.
And I would cry because I knew when I go to school, the people were going to mock me. They're just bad shoes. They're bad shoes.
To this day, okay, when I was a sophomore in high school, I had Walmart sneakers with the Velcro over there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the difference at the time. Like, I didn't know. And then this kid Lee, he was in my class. He was a year younger than me. No, he was he's in my class. He looks down and he goes, I go, what? He's like, you got Walmart shoes on? And I went, he goes, you got Walmart sneakers on? Fast forward, 50. Now I'm 50.
Yeah.
That was 15, 13, whatever it was. We go to high school reunion, and this kid Lee's there. And he comes up to me and he says hi, and I go, you didn't even graduate with us.
Right.
But it was my first words. I'm like, why are you here? You didn't graduate with this class. You left the school after the second year. I'm like, why are you here? I'm still mad at him for laughing at my sneakers when I get.
Did you look at his shoes whenever you were there?
Yeah, he did fine. But then now one of my friends is like, hey, we're getting together. We're going to dinner. I'm like, who's going? And he's like, this isn't Lee. I go, why is Lee going? Why? He's not part of our class. Why is he going? I'm like, he goes, I don't know. He just showed up to the reunion, so now he's in there. I go, no, he's not. I'm not going if he goes.
You're definitely anti-Lee.
I'm definitely anti-Lee. Yeah. And also feel like he should not have made fun of my shoes.
No, I remember my mother buying me the Pro Sonics from Sears.
Oh.
And she goes, look at, they're velvet. And she thought it was beautiful, right? She goes, they're velvet. The kids are going to like them. And I looked at them and was like, so I put them on and they looked terrible. So I went out and played football that day. Foot ripped out the side. First day, right? So I bring them home and I'm like, Mom. She looks at me and she goes, oh, man. And she takes them and she duct tapes them.
Oh, no.
And she gives them back.
They're fine.
She goes, it'll be okay. It's a sad existence.
I also got hit one time with, I wore nice dress shoes to school one time. And they had a tiny little metal thing in the corner that said the initials on it. And nobody ever said anything until one kid, probably Lee, I don't remember, pointed out that those were BK. I had British Knights, which doesn't sound like a big deal. But at the time, British Knights were all only black guys could wear them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They had all black guys on the commercials. They're like British Knights.
Your people said they weren't about that.
Not only didn't for that reason, but also because like. How you don't fit into that? You don't like the black kids would be like, you can't wear British Knights.
No, I hate Lee.
Yeah, right?
I hate him.
Lee, let's go beat up Lee.
Let's do it.
I would kill that kid if we could. Yeah, I still have that anger, and like there are some people that tried to add me on Facebook from high school, and I go, oh God, no, I didn't. You were such a dick in high school. I don't want to be your friend now. Like because people are like, oh God, remember when we were kids? We did such dumb things. I'm like, yeah, I remember every single one of them.
So I was a black kid walking around with the Black Sabbath shirt, so I fit in with
kind of cool. Though.
Well, it's cool for the white kids. It ain't that cool for the brothers.
True,
the brothers were like, why are you wearing that shirt? I go, because I listen to the music and I like it. So I remember the cats that used to dog me out. So now I'm at the bar and I'm like, hey, man, I used to be your fan back and I know you in the league. And I said, bro, I remember remember you, bro. That wasn't it. I said, I'll sign it, but I know who you are. And I will not buy you a drink.
I will give myself credit. Early Beastie Boys fan. Like hated Fight for Your Right to Party, but loved everything else. Yeah, I remember. And I only because I went skiing with my cousin Mark when we were kids. And he was just loving it and screaming it from the ski lift. And we were going up, and I'm like, "What is this you're singing?" We went back to his house and listened to it. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know this band, the Beastie Boys." And then all of a sudden, and before anybody, before high school, before it was really the thing, you know what I mean?
I think that repelled me from the Beastie Boys initially, because I'm looking.
Fight for Your Right.
I'm hip hop to that. That's all I did was hip hop for a while. So then I look and I see a lot of the Caucasian people are liking Beastie Boys, and I'm like, whoa, like y'all wasn't with us.
Yeah.
So it's like, and Fight for Your Right to Party is a terrible song. Terrible. So I was like, I don't like that stuff. So then later on, I went back and investigated Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Very musical.
Oh yeah.
Very musical.
Was it Paul's Boutique came out?
Yeah.
The second one?
Yeah.
So I was into that.
Yeah,
I like
great.
Paul's Boutique a lot. I
But
used
see,
to
the
listen to that a lot.
problem was that when the first one came out, MTV had the Fight for Your Right video,
Sure.
and that's all anybody ever listened to.
Yeah.
Not Mark. My cousin Mark was like, no, you got to listen to Paul Revere. You got to listen to all that. So when we listened to those songs, we were into them. But then nobody else was. So that album kind of fell off, and I'm running around listening to it all the time, and nobody else is liking it because they all want Fight for Your Right. And then Paul's Boutique drops. And Paul's Boutique, everybody hated when it came out because it had I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I would walk around and listen to Paul's Boutique on my Sony Discman.
Although I did like that Fight for Your Right had Kerry King from Slayer play the solo.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all
Def Jam.
stuff, you know.
That's my guy, Kerry King. The first 3 times I met him, he mean mugged me.
Oh yeah,
And the
well
fourth-
he's got a mean mug face.
Mean mug.
No, he just mean mug. Like
Yeah.
I met him. After I meet you 3 times, smile a little bit.
Yeah.
And about the 5th time, he gave me a smile.
Oh.
We were okay.
Because he was still like, I don't know, is he really?
I
a fan?
know.
I
I
can't
know.
tell.
The
Yeah,
4th time takes at least 5.
Have you heard his new stuff, Kerry King's
I
new
have
stuff?
not.
Oh, it is great.
Well, I bet it is.
It has the singer from Death Angel. Yeah, it's really good. He's going to be playing down in Rockville coming up here in a couple weeks.
Too scary.
Oh, so good.
I love Fear.
My mother took me to the church. The church had a guy come in and he was playing records that had backward masking on it.
Yeah.
That scared the piss out of me when I was a kid because this guy had me take my Prince posters down. I was like, everyone's a devil.
Prince poster. What did Prince do?
Prince had a line in a song that said, "I'm your Messiah, for I would die for you." It said, "I'm your Messiah and yours are what." Prince is claiming he's the Messiah. That's
What
the guy
music
said.
doesn't have something funky? Seriously.
Look at me now. I let my kids listen to whatever they want. My son's going out and watching
shouldn't
underground
stop.
rap.
You shouldn't stop.
No, I would
The
never.
backwards masking thing, has been around forever. People saying that stuff. But one of the funniest cases was Judas Priest, where the 2 guys, shooting each other and doing all that stuff. But they play it, and he says, "So here, listen, it says shoot, shoot, shoot." And then they had Rob Halford on the stand, and he goes, "Why would we want our fans to shoot themselves?" He goes, "That doesn't make any sense at all." He goes, "We're trying to make money. We want as many fans as we can have."
Stairway to Heaven had a lot of stuff backwards in there. That was all coincidental.
Sure.
But you listen to it, and then they play it forward, then they play it backward, and they play it forward and backward, and you're like, oh, boy. And then there was, what else? Of course, the Beatles stuff that was
Paul
meant
is dead.
to be put in there. And then they're trying to tell you that Paul McCartney's dead, and you're like, what is going on? I was afraid to listen to any music.
Yeah, I remember my mother used to listen to Nat King Cole and stuff like that. And I'm listening to the Ghetto Boys downstairs. She's listening. One day I didn't know she was there, and she cried.
Oh, sure,
She
the
goes,
Ghetto
she
Boys.
goes, why would you listen to this? I didn't have an answer.
I listened to, at the time, because everybody was listening to it and you weren't supposed to, was 2 Live Crew.
Of course.
Because I felt it was so funny. It was just such funny, dumb lyrics.
It's rebellious.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
mom was so completely different. We used to practice down in the basement, our band and stuff. We'd play like Metallica, No Remorse, and then the door would open and she'd go, "Ooh, I like that one."
You want some cookies, boys?
That's funny.
My son went to see some rap guy in Orlando this weekend that I have no idea who he was, and I started to question my parenting skills, not because I let him go and drive to Orlando and all that stuff, and I just assumed he was going to this big venue. It was a small club, and I'm like, he had a ball, and I'm
What's
like,
going to happen though? Listen, I grew with my kids. I remember at the beginning, hearing cursing songs and going,
Oh, I don't care about that.
At first,
Yeah.
and after a while, I'm thinking, that really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you listen to what we listen to, and my kids didn't curse in front of me when they were young. They weren't allowed to.
Right.
Now they will. They're older. But listen, my son that came along in the cruise, Marcus, everybody's like, Marcus is a nice little boy. He's a nice boy. I didn't give him a choice.
Yeah.
There was no choice in it. When I've seen your kids, your youngest, Juliana, I haven't got a feel for her because she mean mugs me a little bit.
100%.
Yeah, she definitely mean mugs me. But Joey, I've been around a little bit. He's a good kid.
Oh, yeah, he's a good kid.
All we should want as a parent is for somebody to say, your kid's a good kid.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth. I was thinking about it. I started thinking, man, am I not thinking this out right, that I'm letting him go? And then I thought, the concerts that me and Moose went to when we were his age, and
he's growing, brother.
Yeah, he's doing his own
thing.
thing.
Come on, man. Get him ready.
Was more proud of him when he came back that he went and did all this on his own. He drove all the way out there. I mean, I had to pay for the tickets, but all that stuff on his own. Drove out there, went to the show, was on stage, did all this crazy stuff, came back, and all those memories that he'll have that he made on his own.
I've never held my kid's hand at any time.
Yeah.
I've really let them just do their thing. You have to guide them a little bit, but they're gonna have to make mistakes now. They have to make some mistakes. They have to.
Yeah, they got to learn. That's the way for it to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you right now, I'm glad that I'm not dragged to any of his concerts like I am with Juliana, because that thing really hurt me on a bunch of different levels on Friday. The kid was good and he was really good, but his name is Benson Boone.
Okay.
He's going to be a name. He's going to be super talented, but I don't want to stand for an hour and a half to watch anybody.
No. Again. Standing's tougher as you get older. I don't like to stand. I thought about you a couple times last weekend.
Really?
First, no, I was not. Thank you for asking. One time I had a cast iron pan in my hand with salmon that I cooked from the Big Green Egg.
Right.
And I had it in my golf cart. Okay, that you helped me get from Good Guys.
Good Guys golf cart.
Yeah. And I'm getting out of my cart with the cast iron skillet and the salmon in it, and my flip flop catches.
Oh,
yes. And I start to go down.
Save the salmon.
I start to go down, and I don't know how I got it done. I did a matrix move, but I kind of braced myself and caught the salmon. And I looked up and I pulled it around, and I looked around to see if anybody was looking, and I go, nobody saw that, and there's no cameras. So I'm thinking, like, I wish Mike Calta could see that.
Yeah.
That's the first time I thought about it.
Yeah.
The second time was when I was playing Madden in a rocking chair, and I got up, and my pocket got caught, and I twisted my knee trying to get out the rocking chair, and now my knee is tweaked.
From getting out of a rocking chair?
Yes, because my pant pocket got caught. So so there was two different sides of me.
Yeah.
My athletic side, and then my old ass Ian side. I get hurt by just turning my neck too fast.
And it's sad though that people are associating me with those injuries now.
Anytime somebody falls from now on,
it's a Mike Calta.
They're going to think of you.
Yeah, that's
every
fine.
time. That's
fine.
That's good.
I'll tell you. It was your brother, right, Tim, that said it. He was like, I know Mike doesn't care, but it's got to be a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's 100% embarrassing. I watched it the other day, and I was like, oh Jesus, you like a whale flopped out of the water and onto the land. It's ridiculous, but yeah, there's no way you don't share that with people.
I showed Tony Mayberry. I didn't show a lot of people, but I showed Tony May. I said, "Here, your name came up," and I go, "Did you see his fall?" And Tony doesn't do any social media,
yeah.
So I showed it to him, and he just went, "Oh man."
He didn't even. No. It's not even a big. He was like, "Oh."
It was like that. You said a baseball player did about the same. Like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's hard to fall gracefully. It's hard.
I was somewhere and I said something. And I was like, "Well, I fell," and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we saw it." Judging by the metrics, everybody is.
You could have eaten that. You could have eaten.
It was Foley. Foley saw it.
Oh yeah, Foley. We had him on.
You didn't have to show anybody.
No,
you didn't have to.
No, Ian. I'm telling you right now, when you can watch the video. Yeah. And you'll see me fall, and then you'll see me lay down for a second, because the lay down is me going, that's on video. That's 100%. I know that camera so well. I'm like, that's on video. And I'm going to have to go in there and tell everybody. I didn't even bother to dust myself off. I just got up and walked in here.
Covered in dirt, leaves.
Yeah.
It's funny because you can see things going through your mind as you're falling. Mm-hmm. And as you're laying there, I could kind of hear you thinking. You got up and you're like, man.
Yeah.
And you turned around. This is going to be bad and good. Bad and good.
Been defeated.
Yeah.
I don't know what the good is. What's the good?
the views, the clicks.
They ain't doing nothing for me. I mean, I'm not making money off
eventually.
of it. I thought that the other day. I go, why did I share this? It didn't do anything for me. I wasn't like somebody was writing me a check at the end of it. I just sat there like a fat fish out of water.
An entertainer. If you're an entertainer, you have to be able to laugh at yourself.
The truth is, first of all, I always laugh at myself. But second of all, I felt like out of all the people I've laughed at in my lives, I owe that. It's my turn to be laughed at.
Moose inspired you.
Moose did. Yeah. Moose fell, cried about it on his way down, and still shared it with us. Correct. Voluntarily. Nobody caught him. He called us up and said, I got something for you.
It's an entertainer.
Galvin came up with a great idea, and I think it would probably, I don't know who would do it. If only I knew somebody who did video. Oh. Ring Doorbell has a commercial out where they're celebrating all the things that have happened on the Ring. Like the little kid comes up and says, do you want to come over for lunch? To the old lady, and the other one, a bunch of people, happy birthday.
It shows a tree fall, like a guy gets up out of his chair and tree falls right next to him, and it doesn't.
They should mix me falling into that Ring Doorbell commercial.
Great.
Yeah.
There's actually a community that on Instagram they do like a Ring reality show where it just shows like, because there's like 4 different houses and all the neighbors, and they all like work out in one's garage, and then they barbecue together, and it's all through the Ring camera. It's actually I want to say it's called like the Berg or the Bergs or something like that. It's in Texas.
I need a burger right now. Is that what you said?
No. Borgs or something like that.
The funny thing is that one person on TikTok said fake, and I went fake.
No way.
If ever there was a real video, you can tell that one's real.
What, I mean,
and if you think I'm falling for anybody,
as a big man, we can't fake falls.
No,
we cannot.
No
fake
way. Falls are real falls.
Yeah, that's a real. A big man, we don't like Pap falls and doesn't even make a sound.
Right,
probably.
Like
true.
we fall like we're burrowing into the ground. Like I'm a big man. When I fall, it's not pretty.
But I am the only thing that I walked away from injury wise. That is my knee and my calf on my right leg are sore and bruised up, and every time my daughter brushes by me, I want to punch her in the chest. I'm like, it's hurt, and she goes, I don't see any bruises. I go, yeah, they're inside. Leave me alone.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't. She's a horrible person. I don't know where we went wrong with that kid. From the start, she's been a terrible person.
From what I've heard, you really molded her to be you.
I think I did.
I mean,
I let her be her, and her would be me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, look.
It turned out okay.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. Ian Beckles is here hanging out with us. If you want to get through, 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. And before we get out of here, less than a half hour, an opportunity for you to win another $1,000 at the Bone bonus. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. God damn it, I can't remember what it's called. The UFL. I was gonna be like, here's Ian Beckles. Ian, how are the games going?
They're going great. They're just flowing along.
I've not watched 1 second of any of it.
I literally haven't.
I wish. I wish I can get into it. I wish I could find out. I don't even.
I don't watch TV anymore. I don't. I watch some football, and I don't really watch TV anymore.
I think I watch more TV now than I want to. I find myself to be sitting in my white chairs in my living room way too often.
I'm a YouTube guy.
Yeah, I love YouTube.
I go to learn stuff now more.
Yeah.
You know?
I will tell you that most people will never admit this, but I love Dr. Phil. I love Dr. Phil.
I think he has probably more issues than people he deals with.
Oh, I just think he's so smart, though.
He's not.
But no. Not smart at what he does, just smart at made himself a superstar.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's where I give him the credit.
He's good at marketing.
Yeah.
But he's just like everybody. When it's all over, you're going to find out he had more issues than everybody else. That's the way it works all the time, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything really about him other than the fact that his show, every time it's on, I go, Jesus, why? And then 3 episodes later, I'm like, but then Dr. Phil told her to go to the rehab.
See, I don't really believe in television to where how many people do you see after. Like, Ellen, to me, was so likable.
Ellen, yeah.
My goodness, you hear the stories?
Yeah.
What Lizzo was supposed to be the perfect fat girl, and then she's fat shaming dancers. So what's happening here?
But
exactly?
Is she though?
She's talking about a dancer has too much weight.
Yeah.
Lizzo?
Well, look, she's not keeping up.
No.
Lizzo can move.
Come
she's
on,
not
Lizzo.
moving as fast as. Listen to me. I'm fat. I won't let Carmen get fat.
No, Carmen. Leave Carmen alone.
True. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, she looks great. No. I'm just saying. But we used to make her weigh herself before she came in the studio.
Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. We didn't.
Rude.
See, I never told you that on the cruise, Carmen's sister, I saw her cooch.
You saw?
Wait, what?
I saw her cooch.
You saw Carmen's sister's cooch?
Correct.
Is that right, Barb?
Are you thinking of conch? Did she?
No,
get
no, I know a conch.
She is a conch?
I got conch when I got on the island, but no, she was wearing a dress on the table, and I don't know if Carmen and Chad were there that night, but the dress looked like it was gonna pop open.
Oh.
And her friend said, "Well, you should have saw her when the wind blew up." Everybody got a look, so I was like, "Oh, that would be fun." And then at the end of at the end of the meal, she stood up and it kind of rode up, and I got the full. But it was covered, but you know, it was a nice vantage point.
Barb, did you know that happened?
If you got it, flaunt it.
What, Barb?
If you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I did not. I only saw Barb one time, and I was drunk when I talked to her. I barely remember it.
Yeah.
She got a nice rig, but I'm Team Carmen, though.
She's got a nice rig.
Thank you, Ian.
All good.
Oh, I'm definitely not attracted to Carmen in any capacity.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that as well.
No, I meant not because you're not an attractive woman. She just she's too close. We're too close to the situation.
I understand.
There was a time where I'll never forget the first time Carmen peeled off her clothes to play volleyball with us. I mean, she was wearing
Naked
like sports.
dodgeball.
Yeah, but you weren't naked. I'm saying.
Yes.
You were wearing like a sports bra and shorts, and I went, "Whoa, what do we got going on here? This is a little bit."
Yeesh,
yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, "This is going to be uncomfortable." But now I'd be like, "Put your clothes on, woman. What are
Right.
we doing over here?"
See, I never got a chance to talk about the cruise, though. Which cousin gets reinvited first?
Mike actually made a ruling. He said, "Brothers, okay. Anything outside of brothers, no."
Son's good.
Yeah,
I miss Todd.
has to be directly
Yeah,
related.
right?
Rough shot, Todd.
I miss Todd.
Yeah.
Todd wants to go again.
I'm sure he does.
He feels like he needs to redeem himself.
Todd was oddly entertaining. It was odd. It's odd.
It was the best.
Royal Caribbean said that he
No
can't-
Todd.
They actually wrote a letter.
Yeah, this is an anti-Todd rule. I did not have any issues with Todd at all. He was a little talkative and a little bit happy, but so was everybody else on the cruise.
What about not my JoJo?
Yeah.
Dizzy's cousin?
My JoJo. I don't. And again, I heard stories, but I didn't have really any
Oh, I was
interactions
there.
with that guy. Oh, you were.
And I heard he's all pissed off at Dizzy for
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
the story.
They don't talk
If you
to
want
you.
me to tell you the story, I mean, what Dizzy said happened.
About him wanting to get in a hot tub with another man.
No, he was also pantless.
yeah.
He had no pants on. He's
Right.
like, "Yo, dude, you want to go in the hot tub?" And the dude had like neck tattoos. And the guy was like, "Okay, let me go to my room and get my trunks." And I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened.
What's happening?
Match made on the seas.
Yeah,
That's
it
what you
was a
saw.
Manton transaction in front
Yeah,
of me, and
yeah.
then I shamed him, and an old boy came down in his trunks, and then he wouldn't go in. He wouldn't go in a hot tub. With him.
Oh, he was all sad.
Yeah, he was all like shamed.
She blocked him.
I'm like, don't worry about it. I like guys with neck tattoos too. You good?
That works on two different levels. C blocking.
C blocking. Yeah, you got C block at C.
He's mad.
So I don't know that guy. I didn't hang out with him really. I heard a couple of weird stories about him, and but I'm not against him.
No, I'm not against anybody.
Yeah. I don't know. Todd, the best thing ever. I just deleted it yesterday. Was the text that somebody sent me that said I just passed Gio's cousin on a stretcher with a vomit bag. That's
funny.
But he was sick though. I just assumed he was drunk, but he was sick.
Yeah, he's upset. The only thing he's upset is that people think he just got drunk and couldn't hold his liquor.
I still think there's a little bit of that.
He wants redemption.
That may have played a part, but
Yeah.
he definitely had some type of stomach flu.
I think he was just too old to be going that hard. You know what I mean? Like you're old now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he does that a lot though.
Wait.
But he's also now he's working on 30 days sober.
Oh.
And he has not drank.
for him.
He has not had a drink since he left the cruise.
Good for him.
Saving it all for next year.
Yeah.
I loved it when he was trying to shame Gio. He looks at Gio and goes, "You need all that sugar?"
Yeah.
And Gio's like, "I'm on vacation, bro."
Ian goes, he's a grown man. Let him have what he
Yeah,
wants.
what is that all about?
I was like, "Dude," and he was like, "No, I keep on telling Gio to get in shape." I'm like, "Bro, relax, relax." Here,
Is Todd in shape?
No.
Yeah. So what's he
Well,
telling you to get in shape
You know, like
for?
when you go to the bar, it was like the drink of the day. It was something fruity,
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
whatever. I'm like, yeah, give me one of those.
Yeah.
Had a little umbrella and a piece
yeah,
of
that's what you
pineapple
do
in
when
it.
you're on vacation.
And then
I had
Todd
a
gave
pina
me a hard
colada.
time. Yeah.
I had a pina colada
What
or
was
four.
he drinking?
I don't even. I think he's probably just drinking straight whiskey.
Yeah, which has sugar in it.
Yeah.
Also eating his red ice cream, which has sugar in
right.
it.
That's son of a
100% green
Oh yeah,
and sugar.
I forgot about that. That's where he did cross the line.
Yeah.
Eating Spanish ice cream, double
I mean,
dipping
that's better
there.
than no pants on the Lido deck.
Yeah, well, that and barking
Is that
at
where
girls.
is that where we're at the bar?
He was barking at girl. Like
Yeah.
I had to check him one time. I was like,
Yeah.
yo.
Not Todd.
No,
not my JoJo.
Not
Yeah.
my JoJo.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen Ian go from very chill and relaxed to he made this face where I was like, oh, damn. this is about to get real.
Let's be respectful. We're respectful people.
Real bark at girls.
And the best part of the cruise is being on mushrooms and watching Kevin dance in a tuxedo.
Kevin's the best.
He's
man.
my favorite.
Kevin has never bothered us ever.
I like it.
Ever. He's great.
Yeah.
He's great.